Welcome to the Tech Career Accelerator program, where we'll be discussing everything tech transitions, visa sponsorship strategies, the new ways to position ourselves for visa sponsorship, and so much more. So let's introduce ourselves in the chat box, our names, our city, and what we do currently. So the city we are joining from and what we do currently. So I'm going to be reading that out in the chat box. So let's see it coming. So this session is going to be very interactive, and I actually rely on you guys, to achieve that. It's like a session where we are all like, of course, we have a lot to share with you, but I also want to hear from you. I want you to contribute. I want you to tell me your own unique perspective, your own unique situations. Let's, look at all of this together. So let's bring the intros to the chat box, our names, the city we are joining from, and what we do currently. Precious from Birmingham, support worker. Tumi from Leeds, domiciliary care worker. Adedayo from Liverpool, senior support worker. Idowu, currently in Abuja, Nigeria, in HR and admin, but with data graphics design and website design skills. Wow, that's a whole lot of great skills there. Welcome. Henry Gloucester, work as a mental health practitioner with the ambulance services. Victoria from London, also work as a healthcare support worker. Gloria says, looking to transition to tech and I joined to get an insight on how to go about it. You are in the right place, Lydia. So we're already best friends as we speak. Okay. So Adedolapo says, I look forward to gaining insights in how to layer on tech skills on my legal career to get a job in the UK and global relevance generally. I love that. I love that. We work with a lot of foreign trained professionals and even locally trained professionals who actually add tech to what they already have to get their, feet in the UK job market. So I have 10 years of experience and I'm looking for a new job for better branding. Ali, you're in the right place. As a lady, that's the one I was reading now. As a lady with years of experience in civil service and master's degree in project management, I'm open to transition fully into tech. That's IT project management to be precise. That's what we do at RKY Careers. So you are in the right place, right? I'm looking to transition into project management and also explore other opportunities within tech in the UK and globally. Adekunle, and I think that's Olutobi. Welcome, you are in the right place. I have basic knowledge in data analysis and I'm looking to work globally. Adekunle, we're going to look into all of that as well. I'm looking to switch careers, business analysis, especially. Okay, that is really a great one. Right, a little bit of background into RKY Group. Right, so RKY Group is a dynamic conglomerate dedicated to bridging gaps and creating opportunities for underrepresented individuals and communities. Our diverse portfolio includes RKY Careers, which is the host of today's session. RKY Careers is a multi-award winning edtech company that helps people transition to tech and add tech to what they already have to stand out in the job market and to land their desired roles. We also have Apply Body, that supports professionals with job application. So it's a job application as a service product for those busy professionals who have their skill sets or struggle with the time to put in, to do those applications. We do that for you and we help you get interviews. So we help you focus on what's most important, which is preparing to pass those interviews. We've got the podcast, Limitless and Thriving. We've got Limitless Without Borders annual events, right? We've also got the RKY Business Hub, where we coach aspiring business owners to start businesses as also one of the pathways to settlements, as well as thriving and living a very fulfilling life in the UK. And we've got RKY Digital Solutions, where we get IT related projects. So RKY Careers in particular is a multi-award winning edtech company. Like I said, our bootcamps are practical, experience focused, and they equip our students with the work experience they need to scale interviews and to also thrive on the job. We also provide, maximum support across all the process till you land a job. Right. So we understand the unique challenges of immigrants, professionals, of international talents, and we strive to bridge this gap between unemployment, uncertainty to them landing their desired roles. Our impact and our work has been recognized, with so many awards in the UK, from top 25 changing the face of education in 2022 to best professional services solution of the year in 23, career support organization of the year in 2024, best edtech and career coaching company in 2024, diversity and inclusion innovation award, outstanding coach and mentor, global recognition award, Career Support Organization of the Year 2025, UK Tech Startup in the Black Achievements Award, and most recently, finalists in the Black British Business Award. So this is a testament to the excellence that we put into everything we do. We are not the only training company here. But imagine for an immigrant-owned business to actually win this much award, it means we must be doing something really different and we must be doing it differently as well. Okay, so a little bit about myself. I'm Rukayat Alabi. I'm popularly known as Rookie, and I'm a multi-award winning entrepreneur as well. I'm the founder and CEO of RKY Group, all the companies under it. I've also won a lot of personal awards, and my personal goal and purpose is to ensure that immigrants, professionals, underrepresented professionals, ethnic minority professionals, people like myself, yourself, we don't settle for less, regardless of where we come from, regardless of what has brought us. We are here now, right? Or, whatever it is our goal is. The fact that we've relocated to a new country does not mean we should throw away all our previous experience, does not mean we should reborn ourselves into something less than what we used to be. Rather than that, creating opportunities for us to thrive, for us to live fulfilling lives. Because if I can do it, both in my career and business, then we can all do it. We've seen people pass through our boot camps and end up getting jobs as high as £80,000 per annum, £350 per day, £400 per day, £1,000 per day. This is what I live for, and I'm so committed, to doing this. And not just, I'm not just a doer. I very much believe in excellence, which you would see across all the things and how we deliver at RKY Careers. So our trainings include, data analysis and business intelligence, project management and business analysis, Microsoft Excel and PowerPoint, Scrum Master, product owner, product manager, digital marketing, compliance, KYC, AML. And we also have standalone services for people who just want these services. They don't want to do trainings in CV and LinkedIn optimization, career advisory. That's to have a one-to-one with myself, right? Interview preparation. If you have an interview coming up, if you're not part of our boot camp, and you can't get access to the supports, you can actually book to get supported on your interview. And then we've got the business coaching, which is also a standalone entity of its own, where we help people start businesses. Right, to the what we are going to be discussing today. If you are in this room and visa sponsorship is part of your priorities in the next 6 months to 1 year, drop visa in the chat box just to know whether we should focus really on this visa side of things or move really fast. So let me know if visa sponsorship is your priority or part of your priorities in the next 6 months to 1 year. Drop visa so we can really deep dive into it. Right. Okay. Let's see if you have the majority. Okay. In fact, some people even they wrote it in full, visa sponsorship. While some people said visa sponsorship most especially. One thing is that of all the people that train people in the UK, of all the people that support people, we are actually well known for helping people get visa sponsorship. Like from as far back as 2022, 23, we had loads of visa sponsorship success stories. Not because, we were giving people COS or we even had COS to give to them or anything like that, but because we understand, what you need to put together, how you need to package your experience to get visa sponsorship, even how you need to negotiate to get it. And guess what? Doing trainings just anywhere where they don't even understand your pain points, as somebody seeking visa sponsorship is just a waste of time because what's most important is not just about the skills. A lot of people have skills, but it's about how to package it such that you're 100% job ready. To get visa sponsorship in this time and day, it's about being the best for the job. If you're not the best for the job, if you're not highly skilled, and you're expecting to get visa sponsorship in your field, you're most likely just deceiving yourself, which is why the skill, experience, and support approach, which is our own, signature mix, is what is going to guarantee and what has guaranteed loads of our students, visa sponsorship. So, not to worry, we are going to talk about that. And again, as the new, and the good thing is that in our way of supporting, we always bring in like almost every time after time, regularly we bring in different experts and bodies to talk about visa sponsorship and how people can navigate that. Most recently, we partnered with one of the innovator visas endorsing body as well, right, to come educate our community, our business coaching community on how to position themselves for innovator visa, right? Imagine they are like, we are not talking about this, are like, and we have only 4 endorsing bodies in the UK, right? And they've singled us out and reached out to us that they want, to access to our community, to come and educate them. They are not selling anything because they are not like, they are like affiliated to the Home Office or what's it called, the UK government, right? They've pinpointed them that, okay, it's just like technician for those of you that know global talents. Imagine technician are reaching out that you want to talk to your community because we can see that, you are not promoting, we can see that you've got a strong community. And that's what we give, to our students. In the past as well, we've actually supported people to get these innovator visas, startup visas when they used to be startup visa, and even global talents visas. So our own community is not just focused on training you. We want you to use the skills you're learning from us to do something. Either you get visa sponsorship with it, or you get global talent with it, or you get just to achieve your goal of settlement in the long run, right? So today we are focusing on visa sponsorship. Right. How many of you, I'm sure that there's nobody here that did not read the white paper how many of you are confused about the new immigration law? The whole new immigration law. How many of you are confused? Well, even if nobody raised up their hand, before I took my time to sit down, study it, and read every version of document released and everything, I was very confused as well. Even though, I was very confused because if I'm a coach and if I'm supporting people who need something, I think I owe it to them to actually take my time and understand what I'm directing them to, right? Which is what we spent the last couple of weeks doing, trying to understand what the new law says, right? And while it might look like it's all doom, but I would say that it's never we shouldn't look at it that way, right? We shouldn't have that defeated mindset because it's not over until it's over, right? There are still ways. People are still getting sponsorship. One of our students, who passed through our bootcamp, I think 2 years ago, he got a job. And it called me and it was like, he just needs me to help him with code. The company he got a job with that he's been working with, they want to sponsor him, but they need him to guide them on the right code to use. Right. And that is the kind of power you should have in the workplace. Like your company should be ready to do anything for you. He said he delivered the projects for them that he'd been struggling to deliver. This is someone that had zero experience, joined our data analysis bootcamp, learned Excel, Power BI, Tableau, and SQL. And he went on to deliver a big Power BI project for his company, and now 2 years later, when loads of companies 2 years after I got the job, he just delivered the projects where loads of companies are now rescinding their promised to sponsor. His own company are telling him that go and choose whichever one. And now he has a choice to choose a highly skilled one that will even increase his salary. And they've said they're even happy to increase his salary to meet whatever one he picks, which is the kind of positioning we should be positioning ourselves in the workspace. Visa sponsorship is just right now, the way employers are looking at it, it's just like getting promotion. It's just like getting all those other perks. If you're not the best at your job, if you're not the best at the interview, you can't even talk about, you can't get to the stage of talking about it, which is why we focus on that, and which is why our students have been able to get sustainable visa sponsorship. Not the one they will get today and tomorrow they'll tell them that a company has lost and they'll start all over from beginning. Okay, so let's get right into it. We are all aware that fewer jobs are now eligible for the skilled worker visa, right? And now we have what they call the immigration salary list, which is a list, of roles, that can still, sponsor, I think that replaced the old shortage list. And then we also have a temporary shortage list as well. So this temporary shortage list are jobs that don't qualify for they're not high skilled role. So now the only jobs that can sponsor on a normal basis is highly skilled roles, right? However, there are some roles that don't really qualify for highly skilled, but they've recognized the fact that these roles are in demand, are in shortage. And as a result, they created an avenue for these roles to still sponsor people between now to 2026. After that, they will review again to see if it's still in demand. If it's still in demand, they either call it a highly skilled role, or they um renew, if they renew it again on the shortage list. This is an opportunity for a lot of people because the jobs on this temporary shortage list are not like higher salary roles. They are like not so high salary roles, but with you can still get sponsored in those roles. And if you are sponsored, if you're lucky to get sponsored on a 5 years visa now between 2025 and 2026, you are sorted, because the only time you need to be presenting anything again or having worries in your head is when you need a renewal visa. If you don't need any renewal visa and you already have a visa and the law changes, you are protected. Okay, so if you have your 5 years visa and the company is not at risk of losing their license and everything, you are, most likely protected. Okay, under the particular code. And that's another thing to understand, which we'll get into. Some roles, some codes are not eligible, but that does not mean that skill is not in demand again, right? So we're going to look at how to position and how to, name our skills and all of that. Also, we still have the new entrance clause that's introduced for early career professionals or people who have just graduated in the last 2 years or on the postgraduate visa. This is also an opportunity to get hired in in lower band salary roles, right? But I know that it was increased. I think it's 33K now. It used to be like 30K or thereabouts. So it was recently increased, but that is still an opportunity. These opportunities are what we should actually also be trying to leverage. But the thing is that you can't be on the new entrance visa, for longer than 4 years, including your 2 years on post-study. So what that means is that is also still not a disadvantage. What it means is that if you happen to get a new entrance, job now, or get job based on new entrance visa, you just need to get a promotion in that job, or you need to start looking for another sponsorship. But you still have, the next 2 years to stay on that route. So it doesn't mean you have to go back to your country after the 2 years over. No, you either get promoted to a higher band level in your company, and if it looks like your company is not going to reward your newly acquired skills from them, you move to a new one. But one thing I want to tell all of us, as all of us in this room, as immigrants, as Blacks, as Nigerians or Ghanaians or wherever we're joining from, any company you join, always leave a positive impact then. Even if it's scared, the company you are currently in, leave that impact, leave that positive impact, so that if there's any opportunity that come, you would always be considered for it. If you need promotion to get, to extend your stay, they would actually be willing to give you that because you would naturally just deserve it. Not that they will be doing you a favor. They would need you. You need to like let them know, have that you need me mentality, And how can you do that? By re-emphasizing and demonstrating your importance. No one is indispensable at the end of the day. We know that if a company wants to sack anybody, they will still do that. But Companies too are selfish. Employers, managers are selfish. They want people that will continue to make them shine, that will continue to make them make profits, right? And that is who you want to be. You want to be that person that would always make your manager shine, that would always make your company, to be in a positive, right? So that they would always continue to value your being part of that thing, all right? So your job title and SOC code must now align precisely. So you can't just have your job title, your headlines, just, anyhow. If your headline, for instance, used to be project support officer, and your job title on your previous roles used to be project support officer, you're not doing yourself a favor, right? Because your job role should be a role and title that would qualify for highly skilled. So this is the time you want to rebrand, which is why at this point, positioning is very important. So if you like only have skills to be a project coordinator or project support officer, then is the time to learn IT project management so that you can call yourself an IT project manager, or whichever role that is under highly skilled. But whatever job title you are calling yourself, if it's not under that highly skilled at this point in time, you are not doing yourself a favor. It's better to call yourself that, land a lower role at first and move up, rather than call yourself a lower role, and be struggling. Okay. So right now, sponsorship requires alignment and not just skills. It's not just about I have data analytical skills. It's about what job title who are you? Who do you call yourself? Right. So employers are now more selective. They are more selective, and qualifications alone are not enough. How you position yourselves matters now more than ever before. The landscape has shifted, but opportunities remain for those who understand how to navigate the system strategically and who have upskilled as well. So one of the ways that you can now position yourself for those highly skilled roles that we've talked about is through tech. Leveraging tech in this current job market. Why does it matter? With the new UK immigration laws, that has now affected a lot of things. The old formulas no longer work. You need to like build yourself upskill such that those band 7, band 8 roles are what you naturally qualify for, right? You need to be more intentional about the career path you choose, the job title you aim for, and how you present your skills to prospective employers. If you used to talk before, like as a mid-level, then it's time to take on projects, join bootcamp, take leadership roles within there to practice your leadership skills so that you can position yourself for the high-paying roles. This, I mean, based on 41 jobs that pay 41,700, right? Or for let's say 42K. They are not jobs that will be like customer service, all these kind of jobs. What does that mean? It means you need to sit up now and be able, to get those kind of jobs. My own first job when I moved to the UK was a 60,000 pounds, job per annum. And that was as far back as, years ago. And how did I do it? By combining my finance background in accounting and all of that, plus analytical skills, using Excel, Power BI, Tableau, all those in-demand tools. Combining this together, I was able to get a senior finance analyst role in a bank here. But if I did not, so that combination is what got me that high paying salary. There are so many data analyst roles too that still pay 30K to people. There are so many finance officer roles that pay 25, 28K to people. There are so many but it's about how you combine your skill sets and position yourself for the high paying roles, right? So this session will illuminate the strategic tech roles that remain eligible for sponsorship and provide actionable insights on how to position yourself for success in these competitive environments, right? So let's get right into it. So why should we transition to tech? Blooming demand. There's a booming demand in tech. Tech roles are growing at a staggering rate, outpacing the rest of the job markets by a significant margin. Even roles that are not tech, tech in nature, they now require tech skills, tech tools as a base. So before they would say ability to use what was the base before? They would say maybe ability to use a laptop or computer or ability to use Word. Now it's not Word is now like like they expect children to be able to use Word. Children can even use Word now, thanks to them, being born with tabs and everything. Now they expect we adults now to be able to use, Jira, Trello, Power BI, Tableau, all those tools, regardless of what our job title is. Diverse fields. The tech umbrella encompasses a vast range of fields. This variety ensures that there's something for everyone, regardless of your interest and your strengths, right? Competitive salaries as well. Tech skills are at a premium, and companies are willing to pay top dollar for top talents. Like I said, tech remains one of those fields that can pay you those kind of salaries that you need to either get sponsorship or to, get to the level you really want, right? I used to make an example all the time about two companies, one leveraging tech, one doing things manual. Even if the one doing things manual is based in London and the one doing like tech-enabled adverts, tech-enabled processes, who among them will be making more profits and be able to afford to pay people more salaries? It's definitely the tech-enabled one, regardless of where in the world it's, based, or where in the UK it's based. Okay, so innovation and creativity as well, flexibility and remote work. If you're one of those who is tired of chasing after bosses to catch up on your next shift or working, odd hours, odd time, tech is one of the fields that can give you, remote, worthy kind of roles. Global opportunities as well. Tech skills are in demand worldwide, providing opportunities to work in various international markets. So the skills you gain in tech are not limited. They don't have barrier. So what data analysts do in UK is not different from what data analysts, do in US or Canada or even Australia, which is one of the things I love about tech. Regardless of where I go to, your skills will remain valid and, important. I remember when I moved to the UK with my previous banking background, right? The only thing that was different, was the products. The products in Nigerian banks, the savings accounts, current accounts, and as we know it. Whereas here, the products are credit card, mortgages, and all of that. So, but the tools, which that one you can easily learn, right? But what's most important and why did they hire me was the fact that they could see that I love career progression. They could see that I was studying towards this, studying towards that. Like, why do you have ACCA? Why do you want ACCA? Why do you want, when you already have ACCA, why are you studying for ACCA? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing, like, the career progression just blew their mind. And the fact that, I had Excel, Power BI, Tableau, I even had a sprinkle of Python on it as well. They couldn't just believe that, you know, um, all of this, is one person that can do all of that. So what am I? And that was at that time, things are actually more competitive now. There are so many people that can do so many things now. But guess what? There's still, a place and a demand for your own unique combination of skill sets. So what am I trying to say? And then, okay, remember then there was a question that just blew the mind of my second to the last interviewer, because I had about 5 or 6 stages of interview, and it was about IFRS. And I remember, even though then I wasn't even part of the team that migrated the bank to IFRS, but I know that when I came on board and I took my own time to learn and, all of those things, and I was even coming, this department I'm talking about, I didn't even spend so much there, but within this last 2 years of my career that I spent there, I learned a lot, which is the skills I now carried on, to the new role. And when I explained IFRS, the guy was just like, of all the people he has interviewed for the rules role, I'm the only one that understands IFRS 9 and has been able to explain it, And I was just, and they said that guy is the when I resumed, I later found out that is the worst person to try to impress when you're trying to when interviews, and I was able to impress him. What am I saying? This IFRS 9, I learned it in Nigeria, right? I used it in Nigeria, and I was able to travel with that skill set, although it's not tech, right? But what am I trying to say? Either tech, these tech roles and skills are roles that don't have barrier. They are not roles that when you get to a new state, you need to go and do another certification, or when you get to a new country, you need to go and learn something completely new. Okay. So continuous learning and development in tech, if you want to thrive, you need to keep learning and learning. Even I'm still learning. I'm taking some AI courses. I'm, learning how to, there's so many things that are new. But the thing is that your base has to keep rising up. If you're in tech, your base will keep rising up. What do I mean by that? If maybe as you're on this corner, the only thing you can use is Excel, right? By the time you enroll for the RKY Careers Bootcamp and you are graduating from that, you'll be able to use a lot more tools. And then if something comes and disrupts the world in the next, you are still you're not coming from here, you're like in the middle, and then you're able to catch up. Let me use an example of smartphones, the evolution of smartphones. I don't know if I'm sure that we are all like millennials and all of that, or even like I don't know the generation before millennials, but those generation, right? The first set of people to see smartphones. I don't know if you guys know the smartphones that they saw that was like a big deal to them that they couldn't even operate. Do you guys remember those phones like 10, 15, 20 years ago? What phones were used, about 20 years ago? If you remember, drop it in the chat box. And I know that when those phones, because I remember that when my mom got her first phone, I don't even know what phone. Flip, okay. Flip is tech now. Flip is tech. I'm talking about is it them Sagem, Triumph, all those phones. I remember that when my mom got her first. Is this the Siemens? I think my mom's first one was Siemens then. But guess what? Using those Siemens or all those kind of Nokia phone then, it wasn't easy to because it was new technology at that time, right? Nokia 3310 and the likes. But imagine you now wanting to move from 3310, you know, and wanting to move to iPhone 16 Pro Max. Would it be easy? It won't be easy because even the person that used 3310 for the first time found it difficult to use. However, what we didn't know is that unconsciously we've also been evolving with technology unconsciously because we moved from those kind of phones. We moved to the flip generation. We moved to BlackBerry. Who still remembers BlackBerry? Who would have thought that BlackBerry would die? But anyways, we moved to BlackBerry, and then from BlackBerry, we moved to iPhones and to where we are today. So we've also evolved, and that's the thing with tech skills. You can't remain at no level and be hoping that tech won't take your job. If you don't want tech to take your job, you need to be moving, with tech, right? AI is here. We are able to use AI, guys, only because of where we already are. There are so many people that can't use this AI. I was talking to someone recently and she manages a store. She's a millionaire in our own standard. But guess what? She doesn't even know what AI is. She doesn't know what ChatGPT is. And what am I trying to say? That's because our own base with regards to tech is so low. But guess what? For you, how fast and how easy was it for you to use ChatGPT compared to Gemini and the rest? And so what am I trying to say? We need to keep learning. Tech would make you to keep learning. Also, visa sponsorship, global talent, and digital nomad visa. Very, very important. And what a lot of you don't understand is that, maybe for instance, you took a course in this particular field. You do not know how much of residual knowledge that field has left in you that would now enable you to learn something else later or take another job later. Sometimes we're just too focused on trying to learn to get a job that if you don't maybe get a job immediately or something, you almost want to think that it was a waste. But guess what? That skill set and everything you went through in that role have added to the being that you are, to the capacity that you have, right? So I would say never say no, never turn away from any learning opportunity that you have because it would always make a lot of difference, right? So let's talk about NHS because I know that so many of us want to position ourselves for like high band roles in the NHS. I'm sure we are very familiar with NHS. We know the roles that's are band 4, band 3. I don't know what are the band 1, but is there band 1 in NHS? What are the band 3 roles in the NHS? What are the band 3 kind of roles in the NHS? I think those are the support worker, right? Kind of roles. Do we have NHS people here? But anyway, let's move on quickly. So we have the band 4 band, but if you want to healthcare assistants, but these tech skills that we're talking about here are the same skills that will position you for band 8, band 7 kind of roles that would sponsor you. And those are roles that offer sponsorship. A lot of people think that when we say NHS, we are talking about healthcare worker and everything, right? But guess what? There's so many tech roles within the NHS. In fact, one of our students just got a QA tester role with the NHS. So, I mean, there's so many roles with the NHS that you can position yourself for because we still know and recognize that NHS is still one of the big sponsors, right, of professionals, right? Immigrants, Black people, and co. We are the pillar and the backbone of the NHS, right? So they will still sponsor you if you have the skill sets. It's all about skill sets because like even in personal life as a business owner, I have a lot of people that reach out to me and say, oh, they they need a job or they have someone that needs a job. Even my own immediate family, I have people there that are like, they're looking for like extra opportunity. And I always tell them that is this like I won't just pay you for because you're my family. If you have a skill set that matches what I need, definitely I'll bring you over. It's all about skill sets because I'm looking for people that want to pay for their skill sets. And you are there, you don't have the skill sets that I need. How about upskilling and having the skill sets that not just me need, but a lot of people need and will pay you for, right? Instead of just, complaining about not having opportunities. Okay, let's talk about global talent as well. The global talent is also one of the opportunities that you can leverage, right? From having tech skills. We've got the technical side, we've got the business skills side, you know, and as you can see on my screen, you can go to your own LinkedIn and search for UK Global Talents. One thing I love about UK Global Talents beneficiaries is that they don't hide, because even hiding would not have gotten them that Global Talents visa in the first place, right? They got it because they were visible. Part of the requirements to get Global Talents is to have evidences. And when they say something is an evidence, it means it's visible to all to see, right? And measure, right? So if you want to find how many of people like you are Global Talents beneficiaries, just go and put UK Global Talent and put your own location, or just put UK, and you will see how many people, look at their job titles and their roles, and you'll be able to see that tech, these tech roles like the growth marketing, product manager, right, data analysts and co are what actually gave them the opportunity to position themselves for global talent visa. We also have the innovator visa, which is not on my screen. This is more business focused, but it allows you, if you have a business idea that is scalable, viable, and has potential to grow and scale in the UK, to actually get a 3 years visa that leads to settlement, right? Based on some criteria as well. All of these are tech related. If you have a business, your business has to be tech enabled. You need to show that you have tech skills as well. And it's not just any kind of business that they will call viable or scalable. It has to be tech enabled businesses. Okay, so what are the valuable skills for someone, for a successful career in tech? We've got analytical skills. Analytical skills are very much important if you want to get into tech, or you want to even thrive, in any career. You just be able to make critical analysis. I don't know if anybody here did masters in this UK and didn't have to do critical analysis, because I know it was something that was a big deal, when I did my masters here. They will give you a story or a scenario, very long 3-page boring story, and tell you to do critical analysis and extract some information out of it. When we say analysis, it's not always about numbers or plus one plus. It's about having the ability to deduce. Because as an analyst, what you'll be doing is to deduce information from data. Data is just raw, So for those 3 pages articles they gave you to, that's your own data, and then you will draw out information, conclusions for decision making from this data. Okay, and document analysis and so on. Communication, you see, this skill set called communication is very much underrated. If you want to thrive in your career in the UK, or even as a business owner, you need to have very good communication skills. And when we say communication, not just oral, not just written, but also collaboration, ability to collaborate with others, presentation, right? Very, very important, regardless of the role you are going for. Solutions mindset. You see, this part is very important, because no employer is looking to hire someone that cannot even think outside of the box and recommend solutions. It's good to be a problem identifier. It's good to identify redundancies, problem, but guess what? You also need to be able to recommend solutions, and you will get that from actually dealing with difficult situations that you would probably experience in the boot camps or your projects and all of that. And then proper escalation as well. When you see problems, how do you deal with them? Do you just this and most of us are guilty of those kind of things, especially in the old, maybe when we're little, maybe even now. If you see something is about to break somewhere, you just turn your back and say, before they will say it's me, or before it will break my hand, and then you turn your back and move away. But the thing is that if you had escalated that to someone that's is probably in charge or needs or uses that thing, they probably might have been able to salvage it, right? But Yoruba will say Orora kesibe. I don't know if you guys know what I mean. You just kesibe and leaves and you leave. But if you actually escalated, it's might have been a salvageable situation, and that is what I call proper escalation in the workplace as well. You need to be able to escalate issues properly, and don't wait until not even issues. I escalate any risks or anything you identify, before it becomes, too much of a big issue that is not salvageable, that would have resulted in reputational damage for the company, income loss, and all of that. So, and these little skills are what actually always make, the difference. Adaptability. We are all here, we are in a different environment, right? And being able to accept and navigate change, drive change, and be the change is very important. You can't want to continue to do things the way you've always done it, right? In this space, you need to adapt, you need to learn. Because even apart from even cultural adaptation, right? Systems and technologies, companies always go for whatever is maybe less expensive and more efficient or productive for them, meaning that you get to use different and new type of tools. And you can't say, oh, this is the only tool they taught us in that bootcamp. You need to have that mindset. That's why I said the continuous mindset, even if you learn a particular set of tools in a bootcamp, right? When you are done, you need to also, because different companies might have built their own bespoke tools, you need to be able to, move with the change the company wants, right? So transformation change. If the company say we are moving from hybrid to remote, we're moving from remote to, you need to be able to adapt, right? And if it doesn't work for you again, we know the right things to do, right? Problem solving. I think that's very close to the solution mindset. And guess what? One thing about all these tools you can see on my screen here is that they are so important that you don't only have to have them. You also need to be able to demonstrate how you have used them to increase profitability, to reduce loss, to this or that, because they are tested in interviews. These are, if you, having these tools and being able to explain them is what's most likely going to get you interviews or get you a job. Process improvement as well, very important. You need to be able to talk about how you identify redundancies, how you make things better. Companies want people that will come on the team and bring automation, creative thinking, workflow management, facilitation, proactiveness, and all of those stuff. And then stakeholder management, relationship management, being able to build very good relationship with your colleagues, very, very key and important. Conflict resolution, negotiation, team management, very key. And then we've got the team collaboration, being able to work with others. This one is very important. You need to be able to foster a very productive environment, crucial for you to deliver your projects and your work. Okay. I hope you guys have learned one or two things so far anyway. And I know I've been talking alone for a while, but guess what? You guys are going to have opportunity to contribute again soon enough. Okay, so let's get right on to it. So there's so many, tech fields with global potential across, boards, countries, borders, and all of that. But one thing I want to tell you guys today is that tech should not only be looked at as a role, rather as a must-have skill. So when you're getting, to learn a new tool, don't just look at it as I want to change my role to that job title only. I need to have this skill set. Analytical skills, everybody needs it. Collaboration skills, regardless of whether you want to become a BA or a process improvement analyst, or you need to be able to collaborate with other stakeholders or other project team members. Analytical skills, regardless of whether you want to become a data analyst or not, you need to be able to use analytical skills, analytical tools as well. Design skills, ability to think of better user experience, better design, both in user experience as well as even having a good eye for things. Digital marketing skills, this one is very key, because even if you don't know how to sell your own skills and skill sets, how can you even sell the company's one? You need to be able to sell your skill sets. You need to know how to brand yourself. Social media management skills, very key, because your own LinkedIn, your LinkedIn is in your hands, and that's the beginning of how you position yourself for opportunities. I tell everybody, you don't need to wait until you are a manager before you start creating content on LinkedIn. You don't need to wait until you leave your 9 to 5 and say you want to do business before you create, share on your LinkedIn. That's your way of creating a perception of you, because your brand is what people think about you when you are not there. When someone lands on your LinkedIn profile today, do they see you as, oh, this guy is a good to have in our team? This guy is a good to have on our team. He's got all the skill sets we are looking for. Or, oh, he attended these events last week. Oh, he's learning data analysis. I mean, you need to create and be intentional about it. I will tell you my personal story about LinkedIn. I grew my LinkedIn from 1,000 followers to 5,800 or thereabouts, right? Within the space of 1 year. In fact, maybe say 7 months, right? And I made a mistake as well of just focusing on my brand because I was building a brand. The mistake I made was that while I was building RKY Careers brand across all our social media, RKY Careers has got a lot of following and all of that. But my own personal brand, I'm just catching up. I don't have up to I mean, my personal Instagram, I don't have up to 2,000 followers there yet, right? And then on my LinkedIn, at least I have 6K. But on RKY LinkedIn, I've got 17K. We've got like 17 or 18K people following, you know. And like I said, the mistake I made was that while I was in my 9 to 5, I should still have been posting about my expertise as a finance person, right? I should be posting not just business. I should have been building my brand and building my community. The thing is that your community will always move with you wherever it is you're moving them to. Today you can be selling puff puff to your community. Tomorrow you can decide I want to sell cream to them. Next tomorrow you can say, okay, you said training you want to do. What am I trying to say? Build your brand. You know what? Everybody wants to affiliate with people of influence. I bet you. Do you know what? I was actually just sitting down and thinking analytically about the movie industry right now. In the UK, in Nigeria particularly, and maybe in some other areas. I don't really know much about those areas. But you know that the skit makers, the influencers and content creators, they are getting more roles now than actually people that actually went to study art and culture and the real actors. Who can tell us why? Do you know why? Hello. Are we still together, guys? Does anybody know
Are we
why?
putting it in the chat? I think
Yes,
I think
yes.
that it's
Yeah, you
because
can speak as
I
well.
think it's because I think it's because they're very visible and they're showing their skills out
Yeah,
there. They're very
visibility,
visible.
communication,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Beautiful.
They have
Beautiful.
influence in
Everybody
numbers.
wants to be affiliated with people of influence. I won't lie to you. If you say you are who you are and they go to your page and find that, oh, she only has 200 likes. I mean, she only has 200 followers, or she doesn't have influence. It's not even about followers. Sometimes influence is not about followers. But what am I trying to say? Everybody needs help. Even the producer that wants to produce that movie, they need help. Companies need help. And they need people that have great brands to push their products, their movies. A movie producer would rather put a bunch, and that's why movies are not really as good as they used to be, right? Because rather than put the professionals, right, that are like, they just put a bunch of people that have followers so that when the movie is out, their followers and their influencers or whatsoever, because people are now chasing numbers rather than, which is, I'm not saying it's good, I'm not here saying picking a side, but it's the same thing people say when they say, oh, some people are not as good as I am, but they are the ones speaking on the stage. Of course, they will continue to speak on those stages because why? They are building their brand, they have a brand, they are talking about their skills, they're demonstrating their experience, they are putting themselves out there. And the only thing you can do for yourself is to do the same so that you can actually position yourself for those kind of opportunities. And so it applies to visa sponsorship as well. So many people, because of the good LinkedIn they have, I know so many people that don't apply to jobs. Jobs come to them. And it's only from those jobs that come to you that you can even now, jobs that come to you are more likely for you to get to, let me tell you, than the one you are chasing. Because the one you are chasing, you are just throwing a ball to the air, which, but however, the one thrown at you, you are more likely to catch it. What am I trying to say? Job opportunities that come to you, they've seen your skill sets, and they've made up their mind that you're good enough, or you have something they want, and they've reached out to you. There are people looking for people like you. You just need to make yourself seen and found by them. They won't know what is in your head if you don't put it out there. So I implore all of you to go out there, put out content on your LinkedIn. At least if you can't even do Instagram, because I know that one you have to set camera and everything. Do LinkedIn. And to write is not even hard. ChatGPT will help you. Okay? So, like I said, it's not a personal branding class, but what are we on? Social media skills. Okay, cyber security, cyber and information security. We all know the importance of, we all have passwords. This one, I don't even think we need to be taught because, a lot of people like privacy. So they know how to change passwords and change passwords and change passwords and, for the right or maybe wrong reasons. So Artificial intelligence, very important as well. We all need to have AI. And which is why at RKY Careers, all our students, they get bonus courses in AI, in all those things that we know that are in demand, and we know we keep them, exceptional in the job market. If you are in this meeting, you're trying to get visa sponsorship, you're trying to get a job, you're trying to get a promotion, and you don't have an AI certification on your LinkedIn or your CV, you're not doing yourself a favor. I implore you today, even if you're not transitioning to AI, you need an AI certification. You might not know, like, and that's why when it comes to like trying to get something, you need to just do as much as you can, learn as much as you can. You don't know which of these skills that you've left as residual knowledge will actually come, questioned at interviews, or that would put you out there. And then personal branding skills as well. So why people struggle to transition to tech, skill gap, of course, lack of industry experience. A lot of people have skills, a lot of people don't have skills. They don't have the skill, they can't use tech tools, they don't, that's those people. There are people that they have skills, they don't have practical experience, both, like on their hand, and on their CV. Some people have experience, but they don't have it on their CV. And which is why at RKY Careers, we help you like every step of the way. And there's fierce competition. The market is very competitive, guys. I won't even lie to you. Okay, so how do you solve this? Keeping up with tech skills, filling up your skill gap and all of that, bridging the skill gap. And this is why our approach gives results. We help you bridge the skill gap. We teach you the skills, we help you build industry experience that you would only help you not only in your head, because there are so many experience you have in your head, but you've not articulated it on paper because you probably might not get reference for it, or you don't, you don't even remember where you got that experience from. You just know it. Like I will ask my son, how do you know this thing? Mommy, I just know it. you know. But anyways, building industry experience and standing out in the competitive job markets, we help you and support you through all of this. And investing in our boot camps means investing in your future. You can see one of our featured success story here of somebody who just landed an SEO user researcher role with the civil service. This person was an AO. For those of you that know civil service, she was an AO, right, in a non-tech role. Then she came and she attended our Scrum and Product Management Bootcamp. And when an opportunity came internally, right, she said she followed my advice that I always put, because like I said, it's not only training, we train people here. I know many people that even quote my sayings. Somebody posted something recently and said, like RKY always says, your mentor, your network is your network. I'm like, okay, when did I say it? And who is this? I didn't even know who said it. I saw it on another third party. But like I always say, internal opportunities, even when you feel like you don't qualify, apply. And she said she applied to this role. In fact, like she applied to this role. She was just recently showed out to apply to internal opportunities within the civil service. And she applied to this role, right? And she said she did the interview. They put her on a wait list. What's the meaning of AO? I don't. I think it's assistant officer. Is a grade. Is a grade in the civil service. So you need to. For those that know it, you can help us in the chat box. AO, and I think after AO is EO, right? And then after EO is HEO and SEO. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But like the person moved by 4, I think it's the most recent success story on our page. So you can go and read the full thing. By 4 bands, 4 grades. So it's just like saying NHS. You got in as band 3, and then you move to 4, 5, 6, 7. And then you got a band 7 role just by administrative officer. So you got a band 7 role. So that's just lower this thing. It was, and in NHS civil service, if you want to get sponsored, it has to be HU and above. And she even got a role that she said her manager in this AO is an EO. So she got a role that was a manager's role, just because she had the skill sets. Just because she had the skill set. So skill set is very, 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 very important. You need to build your skills. You never know when it will come in, right? So if she needs visa sponsorship, she would naturally qualify for it, because I think this band pays about 47 or 40, 50 something to 50 something pounds. Okay. So 50 something thousand pounds. So setting the stage for excellence, how, as RKY been doing this? I said we have over 2,000 success stories. How do we help people? How? We help you gain practical experience through our bootcamps. We offer a variety of skill development and training programs. We also host events, workshops, webinars like this one you are in. I'm sure that some of you have learned a lot of things in this session that you take away, on its own is going to propel your careers. And I want to hear about it. When you make that your post on LinkedIn, as I've discussed today, I want you guys to tag me. My name is Rukayat Alabi. Tag me on the post. Let me reshare as well, to my network to help you gain visibility. What am I trying to say? You need to build your network, which is what we help you do through our events, our workshops, and all of that. Personalized career branding services. I also mentioned that at the beginning. Immersive learning experience. We first time there's so many people that come on our boot camp and they get to make friends, colleagues that they would forever, cherish. And then we have a community of innovators. We build, so many products, within the RK. We build products, projects as part of our work experience part phase in our boot camp within the boot camp as well. So I'd like you guys to meet one of our alumni. Her name is Korede, right? And she enrolled for our data analysis boot camp in 2023. She leveraged her previous and banking experience. So I think our experience is quite similar to mine. But she didn't even have a finance background. She's not a chartered accountant, or neither is she an accountant. But she did customer service in the bank. Imagine customer service in the bank, and then she moved to the UK, and then she moved to the UK, and then she did a data analysis bootcamp where she learns Excel, Power BI, Tableau, and SQL. And she's now a technical report analyst level 2. At WorldPay, one of the biggest and most prestigious company in the world, right? And you can see, right, one of the most, you can see our 2023, experience with us as well. And what am I trying to say? She actually took the leap. She said yes to growth, and now is your turn, right? So if it's visa sponsorship she needs, this company, I think at that moment, she told me that she didn't need sponsorship, but they were willing to sponsor her. All of this experience she's using in this role, of course, the soft skills she would have gotten from her previous role, which is very key as well, which is why I say that our previous role is very important. But she learns the analytical part, and now she's an analyst. She's a tech babe. I see her going from events to events, as a tech professional now, which she, smartly is. Of course, she has developed herself after the boot camp because that's what's most important. Recently, she shared with me about getting promoted. I think she shared between when she got when she passed probation, she shared it with me. I think when she got promoted as well, she also shared with me, which is always what we stand for at RKY Careers. Our alumni, they don't get a job and then you hear that, oh, they've been sacked because they can't do the job, which I've heard some people come back to say, oh, they got a job somewhere and so. At RKY Careers, our own alumni, they go on, they thrive. They even move from first job to second job, we have a lot of them in managerial positions as well. So if you are like Korede and your experience you have is either admin, customer service, or care, and you want to transition to tech, it is very possible. It doesn't necessarily need to be data analysis. Data analysis is one of the options, but we have a wide range of other options. So we are proud to be a driving force in bridging the global tech skills gap, equipping individuals with the essential skills and experience. We've got over 2,000 success stories. This is just a few of them. We have a lot of our students in NHS, in I-band roles. We have a lot of our students in the civil service. We have a lot of our students, in the legal, in tech. We have students also who got job in Canada, in Ireland, and the likes. So yeah, a few of our success stories. If you visit our page on Instagram, you would also see a lot of them. So Ifoma got a revenue planning analyst role, Babatunde a compensation analyst role, Nneka a market intelligence analyst role, Charlotte a data protection and privacy analyst role, Shemilore a product manager role, Boye a data and reporting analyst role, Abdrauf a project manager role, Michelle a business support officer role, Damilare, these are like Damilola got a visa sponsorship job offering £80,000 after the PMBA bootcamp. Glinda got an AML analyst role. Ogona got a finance intelligence analyst role. Ife got a project coordinator role. Lucky got a periodic review analyst role, and so on and so forth. These are success stories that we are super, super proud of. And at RKY Careers, we teach, you to stay in line with industry trends. Apart from the free quarterly bonus certification courses that our students get, all our courses are also AI driven. When I say AI driven, it's not like it's automated, but what I mean is that we have an AI module for free added to all our courses. So as you're learning data analysis, we're also teaching you, how to leverage AI as a data analyst, how to leverage AI as a project manager, and so much more. Here are also our Trust Pilot reviews. You can also go there. These are third-party platforms. You can see we have 5-star. You can go there as well and go read what people are saying about our boot camps. You can see Adedokun saying that my wife shared RKY Careers link with me, and I can say that I had no regrets. The learning experience was great. The CEO, Rukayat Alabi, and the tutor Lumi and the team are one of the best hands I have ever worked with. Temi says RKY has the best hands, exceptional learning sessions, weekly drop-in sessions, worth your time and money. So I can't thank RKY Careers enough for their outstanding compliance course, which played a pivotal role in landing my first role in compliance. The course was incredibly well structured, and so on and so forth. I'm sure you guys can read it as well. And on Google as well, you can read our reviews. I had an amazing experience with RKY Careers. Their team, professional and knowledgeable, and genuinely invested in helping job seekers succeed, and so on and so forth. So now let's get into the tech career pathways that we can explore, right, to actually move to the next step that we are all aiming for. So one thing I'm going to ask you guys to do for me is to tell me what's your next target job title. Drop your next target job title here so that we can know if what we've got planned is in line with what you guys are looking to become. Ngozi says, I don't have any work experience. Is it possible to enroll in project management training as I do not know how to use any project management tool? Of course, it's very possible. The prerequisite to come attend our bootcamp is one, be mentally ready, open mindset, be willing to put in the work. You don't need to come with experience in any of the roles. We will train you, we will give you the experience, and we will be with you every step of the way. Okay? So you don't need to have any work experience to enroll in the project management training. So Kev says, can you land any of these roles without a university degree? In the UK, what's prioritized is usually the work experience and your ability to deliver and demonstrate, to get a job, right? That's what's usually prioritized. However, each company with their own requirements and all of that. But to be honest, nobody asked for my degree, certifications, and all of that when I was trying to apply to job. It was more about, can you tell us a time where you've done this, where you've delivered on a project, and I was able to answer most of those questions because I had the experience, right? Okay, so guys, in answer to my question, Olutobi says project manager, scrum master, product manager. Choma says business intelligence analyst. Guys, what would you like your next job title to be? Let's drop it in the chat box very quickly, very quickly, very quickly. Do we have people here that want to be project managers? Do we IT project managers? Do we have people here that want to be IT business analysts? Do we have people here that want to be compliance analysts? Do we have people here that want to be data analysts, finance analysts, HR analysts, and the likes? Do we have people here that want to be product managers, scrum masters, agile delivery managers? Or do we have people here that want to be growth marketers, digital marketers, growth hacker, products, product marketers, and the like? Which of the courses do not need coding? I love that question. Guess what? None of our courses need coding. We are a low code, no code training company. Okay, so let's get on. I think I've gotten as much responses as I want. So we're going to be starting with project management and business analysis. And like I said, because we are talking about visa sponsorship, we're going to be diving deep as to, the relevance of this field in helping you position for visa sponsorship. Okay. So talking about project management, one second, please. Right. So talking about project management, if you want to if you love to organize things, turning complex ideas to tangible results, right? IT project management, is a great one for you to consider. These professionals are the orchestrators of technology projects, responsible for planning, executing, and closing projects while managing the scope, the budget, and the timelines, right? Effective leadership is really important in this fast-paced tech world, right? So every company, regardless of their size, their industry, the kind of projects they run, you know, are they need project managers because they run projects, and a significant number of these projects fail due to poor leadership and inadequate management. And this creates a consistent and high demand for skilled professionals who can navigate the complexities of software developments, infrastructure upgrades, or system implications. So if you excel at managing stakeholders, mitigating risks, and ensuring on time and on budget delivery, this is a great one for you to consider. And if you don't have any experience at all in any of these things I've said, you can learn it. That's why our program is a 4-month program, and it's not only project management you even learn. So let's talk about the codes that you can position yourself for after our bootcamp. We've got the 2127, which is engineering project managers and project engineers. So for those of you that have background in engineering, you can add IT project management to it to position yourself for a wide range of kind of projects, so you can have a good story of, well, I was a project engineer at this stage, and now I'm an IT project manager. You can even get the same job title, but they'll consider you because you have a blend. I know so many people that when they finished our boot camp, they didn't have to change their job title from their previous role, but they were trying to get these jobs before they added the IT tech parts to it, but they didn't get it. But now that they've added it, they were now able to get their original roles, but in a tech-enabled environment. Also, we've got 2131. That's IT project managers. Is 2131 is not on this screen, but we have 2131. We've got 2440, which is the business and financial project management professionals. Also, we've got 2455 for construction project managers as well. And then we've got the project support officers, 3543. This project support officers is also on the shortage list, just like data analysis, meaning that it can sponsor between now and 2026. But after that, is it still? No, I think the 3543 is a medium skilled, right? And is not considered as a high skilled role anymore. Okay, so now let's talk about our projects. Okay, that's project management. And now let's talk about business analysis. Business analysts are the essential bridge between an organization's problems, objectives, and their technology solutions. They play a critical role of bridging, technology and business, right? Understanding stakeholders' needs, defining project requirements, ensuring that technology developments align with the company goals, right? This requires a blend of analytical prowess, problem-solving, communication, stakeholder management, and exceptional communication skills. They are highly needed across diverse sectors such as finance, healthcare. All industries even need BAs. Sometimes they're called BAs. Sometimes they're called problem improvement analysts. Sometimes they're called systems analysts. Sometimes they're called solutions analysts. Sometimes they're called even they are called process analysts as well. And some even call them consultants, right? So the demand for BAs is increasing, right? And organizations also undergo digital transformation. So if you're an immigrant aiming for significant impact and long-term security, business analyst is a role that you should look at, because there are so many kind of positioning you can position yourself for. I was recently speaking to someone that is a UX UI professional. You've gained skills in prototyping and all of that, and you are struggling because UX UI roles are not so much in demand, right? It's only software development companies that need that skill that higher, compared to BA that everybody needs a BA. I was advising the person, combine your BA skills with your UX UI and position yourself for the design part of it, because we have systems design analysts, we have service design analysts, where you'll be doing process mapping, you'll be using your prototyping and wireframing skills alongside your BA skills to position yourself in a unique, side of the BA field or the IT field, right? And the codes you can look at under BA, we have 2133, which is the IT business analyst, the solutions architects, and the likes, and system designers. We also have management consultants. Like I said, some call them management consultants and business analysts. That's code 2431. These are for the UK, by the way. And we've got code 3549, business associates, business support officer and business systems analysts, right? We've got business change managers as well on code 2440 and business finance projects manager. Some of these codes I'm calling might not be here. I'm looking at my book as well. Okay, the best part is that in RKY careers, you get both project management and business analysis as a two-in-one, meaning that look at the codes you are able to position yourself for, all the codes under the PM, as well as all the codes under the, BA roles. Now, let's talk about how we can help you achieve this, right? The objective of our bootcamps is to provide you with practical experience and knowledge that you need, and the skills that you need to succeed in a project management, business analysis, or PMO related roles. We've got 7 weeks of classes that will cover PM and BA. Classes would hold from 4 to 6 p.m. Saturday and Sunday. And through this training, you will develop a deep understanding of key project management and BA's principles. You will use tools like ClickUp, Jira, MS Project, Balsamic, and you would deliver projects with techniques such as Scrum, Agile, Prince2, and Waterfall. You gain practical work experience in these fields, delivering a real project during the last 2 months of the program. And you'd also get career support session where you get to learn how to combine everything you've learned, everything you've practiced in the work experience phase to now get a job. You would also build on your other soft skills such as emotional intelligence, working with a team, stakeholder management, collaborative learning, workshop facilitations, and so on. You would also work with other stakeholders such as developers, testers, and the like. So who can take this course? Recent graduates who want to improve their skill sets, professionals looking to switch to PM or BA, degree holders seeking practical work experience, aspiring project managers or business analysts, anyone who wants to position themselves for visa sponsorship, anyone who wants to enhance their career prospects and earning potential, professionals, entrepreneurs, and small business owners, consultants who want to enhance their project management capabilities. I think we already talked about, this visa sponsorship eligibility. You have it on the screen as well. You can take a screenshot. You can do your own finding, So what are the career paths you can position yourself for? There's no limit to it, right? As much as it qualifies for whatever it is your objective are, but these roles are high paying roles, right? So what do you get in our trainings? You get 7 weeks of classes, like I said. And the best part is that once you enroll for our training, you don't need to pay for anything related to career again, because we will do your CV for you. We will do your LinkedIn for you, right? We would support you for interviews at RKY Careers. Even when the boot camp is over and when all your money has expired, as some used to say it, you still get opportunities to get weekly support, weekly interview prep. There's no way that is done. On ending, you can also use these sessions to get on-the-job support. If you have issues at work, come to these weekly sessions on Thursdays and you will get clarity and support, yeah? You will also deliver end-to-end IT projects that you can talk about at interviews, and that is, as real experience is for 2 months, building a real client's project. So you get to talk to the clients, understand their problem, gather their requirements, and build, their technology solution for them. You also get access to our learning management system where all the recordings on resources for our classes are uploaded to for 12 months after the bootcamp. And then you get UK job reference, for the period, the 1 year period that you would, be working or that you'll be within our ecosystem. One thing about this job reference that a lot of people don't understand, which I said the other time about having that experience on your CV. When you are not there and your CV gets to places, rooms, and applications and is reviewed, they don't know what's on your head at that point. It's what's on your LinkedIn and your CV that is important. And having a UK experience on it is going to help you break some barriers of, oh, she doesn't have local experience, or you've not worked in a UK company before. Because I know a lot of people that when they start talking about their experiences as well, and they're repeating the fact that it's not in the UK, is actually a disadvantage, right? So we train you and coach you on how to present your experience the best way as well. So globally recognized certificate of completion. We are an accredited training company. Your certificates would carry, CPD UK, ACTD USA, and we are also listed on the UK government's website. And you also get to position yourself for visa sponsorship and six-figure jobs. Based on everything I've said that you get, the value for this training should be nothing less than £2,000. Based on everything I've said, if you go check competing brands, that deliver the same level of quality, because I know that anybody can come up any day to say they are training people on any skill and call it any price. But I'm talking about organizations that the same power with us, and I don't even think there's anybody that delivers the way we do in terms of the support we give to our students, because we don't see our students as numbers. Time and time again, we're always having a session. I think last month end, we always have monthly webinars. Last month, and what we discussed was, the visa sponsorship, helping our students navigate, the new. So we don't leave them every step of the way. So even if there's a new rule they don't understand, we, have sessions, we bring people in to talk about different things. However, because you're on this call today, right, if you want to stop sitting on the fence and you want to take a step on your EM or business analysis career journey, today is the day to make that decision, right? So we are running a special discount that brings it down to £599, right? And the start date for the next quarter is 30th of August. The best part is that you don't need to pay all full amounts today. With Klarna or ClearPay or Pay Later or PayPal, you can pay in installments, whereby for 3 months you're still paying for this course, for 4 months you're still paying for this course. Can we drop the link to the payments so that people can secure their slots? So a link will be dropped in the chat box now. Let's click on that link to secure a slot. I think you just need to secure your slot today with £199 or so, and then you pay the next one at next month end, and so on and so forth, or at next month. Okay. And if you want to chat with any of our colleagues as well to understand anything that is not clear, the numbers on the screen can be chatted with on WhatsApp. Okay. So let me answer the question. So if you have any questions, you can ask your questions away before we move on to the next career path. So what if you have a knowledge to an extent, everything is seemingly in place, or you need support in getting a job and brushing up your skills? Right. If what you mean by brushing up your skills is to attend, a training, then this is the best for you. And there's nothing as good as having another experience on your CV to add to what you already have. Because people, when they see that you only have one experience related to your role before, that is good. But having another one on top of it now, like, kind of makes it more, what's it called? Makes it more validated that you can do this job, right? So, like we said, also, we have the one-to-one services. If you don't want to join the bootcamp, we have the Tech Career Accelerator program, where you just join them in the project phase to gain another project experience. So that's also another opportunity. So it's either you join the full bootcamp or you join the Tech Accelerator program, or if you feel you have all the experience you need, you can just book for your CV and LinkedIn, right, to be reviewed for you. Okay, so how do I link your PM training and to land healthcare project management role within the NHS? It looks like it's only IT project management training you do. That's not true. We don't do only IT project management. However, we train you to deliver an IT project. Even in the NHS, the projects you'll most likely be working on will be related to like a system, there are IT projects managements, so it depends. The methodology to deliver either IT or commercial or whatsoever is the same, which is why I said it's that positioning for yourself is what's important. The reason why we're using IT project management a lot now is because on the code, IT project management is what is there. However, once you're a project manager, you're a project manager. Okay, and one thing we do for our students is that we help them to understand in our interview prep sessions, we help them to understand how they can get NHS jobs, how they can fine-tune their projects, because you only do one project with RKY. However, one thing I tell my students is that when you go to interviews, you need to talk about 10 projects. For every question they ask you, you're giving them a project you worked on while describing their scenario. So it's about understanding the project process and then replicating that, across other scenarios you've even been through in life that you didn't know you actually stood in the role of a project manager. I don't know if that answers your question, Ngozi. Okay, so can the and yeah, so if you have any question about the PMB, I'm happy to answer them quickly before we move on. Can the BA experience help me navigate my careers as a supply chain master's student? So one thing I always tell people if you did a master's is not to focus too much on the master's you study. Some people always think that the master's they've come to study now supersedes the experience they're coming from, bringing from back home. Right. And I don't think it's true. So even if you were, say for instance, for me, I did financial technology when I did my master's here. But if I had done a master's in digital marketing, I bet you that master's will only just sit on my CV. I won't change anything on my CV to be related to digital marketing. I would still be leveraging my finance plus probably do a training in data analysis somewhere, and add it together to still get the kind of job I got. Because sometimes we choose master's courses as a result of this is what is available in the school I want to go to. Not a lot of people have the opportunity to choose what they really want or even know what they really want. So if you have a previous background in any other field that is relevant to the course you want to study, I would say that combination is a better one. However, if you want to go the supply chain way, adding data analysis to supply chain or BA to supply chain might be a good one because every BA can be added to any role at all because BA is about process improvements, liaising, solving problems, liaising with business and technology. The same with data. It's about analyzing data. There are supply chain analyst related roles that you can position yourself for. Okay. So for those of us in the software development area, how do we navigate our way around and what courses can we take? If you're in the software development area, I would say you should take the project management and business analysis as well. You know why? Because a lot of project management and business analysts or project managers and business analysts, they deal with software related projects. And because you now have that technical advantage of being an engineer as well, you can add that to now being a project. So all your previous projects you've even done as an individual, they are what you will now use as your interviews. Say if you've done projects for clients, but you will now wear the role of a project manager or a BA when you're talking about those experiences or when you're building your portfolio for those experiences, but it's a very linkable because when you get on the project, you're going to be working with a developer. You've been on the developer end before, or you're a software development end, but now you are now looking at it through the lens of a project manager. You are even understanding the pain points. That might even make you a more empathic project manager because you also understand the pain point of developers. Because most of the time, project managers or business analysts might want to feel that, oh, the engineering team, they are the most difficult people to deal with. They don't always do things exactly the way we want them, or they always just say they are blockers that are not real. But you can empathize because you've been on both sides. So I think that might be something you want to consider. How much is it in Naira? Okay, so to know how much it is in Naira, reach out to any of the numbers. For those of you joining from Nigeria, do not bother yourself. Do not feel scared. We have a special discount for those in Nigeria that is not related to this amount you're seeing here. So send a message to the numbers on the screen or the links that have been dropped, and they would tell you know what the Nigerian discount rate is. Okay, using the pay later after spreading up to, I like I saw on your page, and training is for 2 months, and internship and what certificate release for you to continue your job search while you're still making payments. Okay, I like that. So the thing is that if you use all this Klarna Clearpay, they pay us, our own fee after taking their charges and everything. So it's between you and them to pay the balance. It is just like when you take a loan from a bank to buy a car, they will release the car to you, right? And then you'll be paying your loan to the bank personally. So that's the way it works, yeah? How does the Tech Accelerator work? So the Tech Accelerator is a work experience only accelerator program. We call it the work experience program. So you join the project phase of an existing training, and you join them, you pick a role. So the thing is that in our project space, you pick a role. You either be the project manager or the coordinator. You pick a role, and then you'd continue. You'd deliver the projects with them, and then you get to put this on your CV. You also get all these other perks like the CV and LinkedIn and work experience and all of that. And I think it's just £399. as compared to the £599. So if you have civil engineering background, I would also encourage you to do project management, because you can easily relate to being a project manager from the civil side or construction side of things to now being a project manager from the IT side of things. You can even, your story is easy to tell, because one of the things that we need to also consider when we are choosing career paths to transition to is that, how does this blend into my story? How does my previous experience blend into this new one? Do they relate? Are there transferable skills I can easily just, so you can talk boldly about the fact that, oh, I used to be a civil engineer. I've managed a lot of projects, in the civil or the construction side of things. However, I recently transitioned into IT project management. Or you could say, oh, my company wanted to move into or change some systems, and I was made the IT project manager for that project. And that was, because I was interested in it. And that was what piqued my interest in IT project management or in projects. There's some project management role that don't even have anything behind it. Either it's IT or construction, to still be project manager, right? It's you that will read the job description or know the industry. Okay, so what about product management? Because I saw it is one of the courses. Yeah, product management is also very good as well. It's either the product side, to be honest, or the project side. You can tilt to any of the ways, because for product managers as well, they also work with, the development team. And the difference is that they work with the development team from the start of the projects as part of the Scrum team. So any of the two is okay. It's okay for you, because it's pretty much the same life cycle. Okay, I think I'm almost done with the questions. So I currently work as an operations customer expert, customer service. I want to chat with you, so I decide what course to take. So as a customer service person, you can either become a data analyst, any of them, to be honest, because customer service is the base of all these roles, because you get to have that soft skills, the stakeholder management, the emotional intelligence, and all of that, to be able to position yourself for any role at all. But anyway, chat with us with the number on the links. I don't know. Okay, I think the links are already there. So click on any of the WhatsApp link and we will chat with you. So I implore you, because our classes get sold out pretty soon, to secure your slot as soon as possible, because classes starts by 30th of August. And like I said, you only need to secure your slots with just a percentage of it. Okay, so before we proceed again, I want to show you another of our students, or two of them, in fact. That's to let you see. And because we decided to go this route as well, to show you that truly, we actually have students that have passed through our boot camps and are actually out there doing this job in top companies and organizations. So this is the first time we're actually going this route of showing this view. So as you can see, we've got Agile here on the left-hand side. She passed through our project management bootcamp. You can see the RKY Digital Solutions. That's one of our partner companies where she worked on a project. Like I said, you get to work on a client's project. So it could be any of our other IT companies or affiliate companies that will get these projects from the clients, and our students will be the ones who deliver it. So she now currently works at UK Export Finance as a business change analyst. And do you know how she was able to get this? Because in our bootcamp, we do the 2-in-1. So you learn both project management and business analysis, and you can position yourself for any of these two opportunities. That's like fantastic. I've even had a lot of our students that the first job they will get to be project related, and then the second one they will get to be business related. And I'm not saying that when you are done, put business analysis and project management together on your CV. No, you have to have one CV each for each one. But the fact that the skill set to position yourself and compete in any of the field, right, is actually there already. You just need to change what you have on paper. I think is actually a very good positioning strategy. Okay, so that we also have Gloria. Gloria is a special project coordinator. She also was a coordinator in 20 she passed through our bootcamp last year, and she's a special project coordinator with Airwash Voluntary Action. So that's to let you see how our students are thriving out there, after our boot camps. Okay, most of these jobs always say applicants must have at least 3 to 5 years of experience and must have high valued projects with 250K pounds before applying. How do you maneuver this? I want to tell you that that's a myth. It's not true. There will be some jobs that would say that. Talking about 3 to 5 years of experience, when you are done with our boot camp, you come out. If you also put your part in, because I always say that it's not by paying us that you will get that experience. You need to play your part. If you pass through our boot camp, if you don't participate in the project space, you won't even get this work experience to say you want to show. Okay, so you will come up with nothing less than 1 year worth of experience if you also play your part and you are active, right? And if you come out with this experience, like I said, we also teach you that mindset shift of knowing how to replicate the delivery of one project on several other type of projects, and would also optimize your CV to show that in your previous role you have transferable skills related to projects. And if there are even projects you've done in your previous roles, you can highlight them to show that, it was when I got here, even I have done BA role before that I didn't know, because I was part of the team that migrated, even in this country, I was part of the team that migrated my company from Excel for budgeting and forecasting to Anaplan. And we had to work with EY. EY was our own subject matter experts, like the engineering team, right? And I was the one that was doing the user acceptance testing, the projects, so I've done BA, I've done some BA, and even when I look back at my experience in Nigeria, I've done some PM related things. We changed from a particular tool to another tool, and I had to be the one to manage the change process, talk to my team members that were going to have to start using the new tools. I manage the change management process, right? So if tomorrow I want to apply for change management role, I can emphasize just that project under the bullet points related to that career to that company, and I'll leave all the many other noise. Just like somebody said, I want to know how to navigate the noise. So others will be noise. You will navigate. You will highlight what's most important to that job. All you need is about 4 to 5 bullet points per role anyway. Okay, I don't know if that makes sense. Okay, so there will be jobs that will ask for 250K pounds. Also, even if you don't do 250K pounds, is about you have the skill sets now, but you have the confidence to apply it across other types of projects you want to deliver. Even if the project to deliver is 5K, what you used to deliver a 5K project is also what you used to deliver a 100K project. If you know your onions, it's the same framework. Okay. So another Chidi says, I have a project management MSc in the UK. What would you advise me to do to get a good job? If you have an MSc, it means it's good. You have a degree in it, but guess what? The degree will not get you a job. You need to come and do, I would advise you enroll for the project management and business analysis bootcamp, where you would now learn about how to apply this in industry, and when you will gain experience that would also go on your CV for this. When employers pick your CV, they don't go to the education part first. What they look at first is the experience part. So if your experience does not show you as a project professional, project delivery professional, they won't justify your ability to do the job based on the fact that you have an MSc in that field. I don't know if that answers your question, but I will have to move on very quickly because we've got a guest speaker. Hey, finally, time to go get some water and, for you guys to hear from somebody else. Right. So I've got Jumai. Is it Jumai or Jumia? Jumai. Okay, Jumai Ayorinde here. Yes, I'm going to speak on compliance. Adelolapo. I know I've taken a lot of time on project management, but yes, I'm going to speak on compliance. I'm still going to speak on data. I'm still going to speak on product and Scrum, and I'm still going to speak on Excel and PowerPoint. So guys, stay tuned. And again, even if you are still on project management, I still have a lot of things to talk about that you still want to benefit from, right? So Juma is currently working as a product coordinator in a utility company. She enrolled for her 10.0 project management course and business analysis. She had a background in customer service within the Nigeria's financial sector, and she transitioned into project management to expand our impact across infrastructure delivery. She's passionate about driving clarity and collaboration. She supports key project functions such as this and that and purchase orders and process improvements. And this journey has allowed her to combine a service mindset with the structured project delivery, and it's been an incredibly fulfilling experience so far. Okay, so Jumai, if you are here, you let me know if you are
Hi.
here. Oh, hi. So
Yes.
Jumai, first of all, Thank you so much, for accepting to speak. I always encourage our students also to take opportunities to speak. That's how you develop your public speaking skills, you know, as well, which is part of the skills you need. So I appreciate you taking out the time to share your experience with us and to be with us today. It's not taken for granted because I know a lot of people pass through our boot camps, they gain the experience, they get the job, but some of them don't come back to even share or tell us, how we were instrumental to their journey. So you are very, very well appreciated. So please tell us, how was your experience with RKY Careers?
Actually, I would say I had a very nice experience with RKY Careers. I already heard about RKY Career from a friend when I was in uni, but then I was like, I don't know, I wasn't invested, but I knew. So I think I subscribed to the news channel and I was getting newsletters. And at the point I joined the course was actually I was in a very dark place when it comes to job search and all that. And I was like, okay, let me just give this a trial. And if it did work for me, then I know that I have something there. So then, and luckily, I think it was during your, I think, birthday promo. I don't know, um founders promos, something like that. Because I had a promo. I was like, okay, it seems like something positive is coming my way. And there was a promo then, and luckily there was the Klarna. I think that was when they started the Klarna payment. So I was able to pay in installments, which was I was very happy about. And the classes, the tutors, they actually fantastic. In fact, I still talk to them. I still had a chat with one of them yesterday. I was asking him about something certification like to get his point and everything like that. So I think they don't just only teach you in the class or give you support during the training. They give you like even support when you've actually gotten the job and you're still working in that role. They're always there. They trust me. Even when I got my job and I was like, okay, will I even be able to get my reference on time? Apparently, they already sent them the reference, they already emailed me, and I was actually the one that was delaying it. I was like, oh my god, these people are so proactive. Like, they already emailed me twice. So when I checked my email, because it was during festive period, and I was like, okay, so I was actually the one that was actually delaying. The hierarchy had already reached out to me saying, oh, is this how you want it, or what do you want? And like, I was like, okay, this is actually very nice. And I'm going to tell like everybody on this call that trust me, you're going to get the worth for your money. You're going to get the support you need. And one thing is just that they're not just going to teach you. You also need to like put in the work. That's one thing that I remember Darren used to talk about. Is one of our tutors. Then it would be like, you need to get your hands dirty. I'm a very shy person. I hardly talk in classes. I would do what I'm supposed to do, but you would hardly notice me. But when I wanted to start the class, I was like, okay, I'm going to be the opposite of who I am and see if it's going to work for me that way. And it actually did, because trust me, I I was everywhere in all the meetings, because my course was project management slash business analyst. Yeah, I think, yeah, I'm BA, yeah, slash BA. And when we were picking roles, I picked hybrid role, so which has to be like you work both ways. And I make sure that I join if they need somebody to volunteer to do something. I have my hands up. If they need somebody to like, oh, who can help us work on this balsamic and create the design for what we want, I'm like there, because even if I don't know how to do it, once I read about it and also like try to like teach myself and teach other people, like I will also get better at it. So I try to like volunteer for so many things, and it actually really really worked for me, because when I went for my interview I was able to talk about like how I was, because I did the work. It made it very easy for me to answer their questions. It wasn't like I was just reading off the book to go and like tell them what they need to hear and all that. But because I did the work, it just came natural. Like it just flow. Let me put it that way. And my previous experience in customer service really actually helped. Even like look at it, I said, like, there are some things that I didn't even, it wasn't me that did it when I was in, because we also did some projects when I was working in Nigeria, which probably is my boss that was involved in. But like, I use some of those as my previous work experience and things like
Mm-hmm.
that, like to say, oh, I was part of the I was part of the team that actually implemented this new CRM for my previous organization where I worked and stuff like that. And so, yeah, I really had a nice experience with RKY, trust me. And I'm still having the experience because, like I said, I still chatted with one of the staffs yesterday. So so it's actually wonderful. You get the words for your money, trust me. But you also need to put in the work. You also need to, like, it's not easy, trust me, but it's going to how will I put it? Like, it will worth your time and your money eventually. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing your experience. Guys, if you have questions for her, drop it in the chat box. But I have one final question for you.
Okay.
Um, how was the interview process? Did you get any support during the interview? How was the interview process? And did you find, I know you mentioned it briefly, how were you able to navigate the questions about tell me this, tell me that? And did you get, like the practical related interview?
So the questions for the interview, I didn't because I wasn't the job itself wasn't like, when you I felt like, oh, will I even be able to, like, get based on the description of like what they want and everything. I just put in for it. And when they called me for the interview, I was like, okay, do I wanted to I think I think I okay, so why on the training I made some friends, like we actually like ginger each other. Sorry for my use of word. Like we actually encourage each other, then we send each other. So we spoke because one of us had like interview recently, so she had actually spoken with, I think, Darren. So we just shared experience. Then what really helped me was using AI, like you said. I subscribed to ChatGPT, the premium version. So what I did was I just used the voice recognition thing. That was what I used. But my friend actually like reached out to one of the tutors. So I also like compared notes with her. Then that was basically what I did. Then I just went back to Basecamp. That's like the
Mm.
collaborate platform we used when we were doing the training, to see some documents we uploaded. Then when we were doing our projects, read through them, just like a refresher and things like that. So that's what I did. And the
Wow.
experience I was given also helped on my CV from RKY. So
Wow, super congratulations on that. I'm super excited and happy for you. And I'm confident that, you are going to continue to make us proud out there, even on the job. You're an ambassador of RKY. Right. So,
yeah.
yeah, there are some things, guys. If you have questions for her, drop it in the chat box. But there are some things I would just like to reemphasize. She said something about being a shy person, and I know a lot of people run away from some responsibilities and say, "Oh, I'm shy. I don't like to do this." But guess what? There's nobody that was born as a public speaker. There was nobody that was born, with any skill. We all get to learn it. And the thing is that in the boot camp, you have the opportunity. You just have to take it. Like now, she is here talking to over 60 something people. It's up to how she wants to use this moment. She can go to LinkedIn tomorrow and talk about how she went back to give back to the community. It's up to her, how she uses these moments. Like I was telling you guys, we all need to build our brand. And all these opportunities to speak like this is something a lot of people also crave for. In the bootcamp, you have opportunity to present your projects, to talk on behalf of your project team. And She said something about putting in the work as well. Putting in the work, and how that helped her. I won't say more than that. Then she said about support, even after the boot camp, she's still able to reach out to people. By the way, we hold weekly sessions, weekly interview prep. I don't know if you attend any of those things. We also have monthly webinars where we bring different people in as well. But those are still opportunities for you to leverage the community because we are more than a training. She also said she volunteered herself, and this is the attitude you should also take to work, and everybody should take to work as well. Volunteer for opportunities. People, those extracurricular extra things are what would actually build your brand and yourself. And then she also mentioned how at the interview she was able to answer all the competency-based questions because she has passed through them, at the interview. So guys, if you are still sitting on the fence, you are looking for that opportunity to gain practical experience, not just buy reference from somewhere. We don't sell reference. If you pay for our bootcamp, if you don't participate in the project phase, we won't give you the work experience. You have to earn it, right? So I encourage you to actually take that step and join this bootcamp. Like I said, no knowledge is ever lost. Don't think, oh, you can't continue to say, this is not for me, that is not for me, nothing is for you, and then you're still in the same place. 6 months later, you're still there, right? So that's not the best approach to take. So finally, I would like to say thank you once again, Jumai. I'm really happy, and I'm really happy, for you, and congratulations on the job again. Okay, let's get on with it. So, guys, if you have secured your slots for the project management and business analysis bootcamp, because I know that when we started, there were so many of you that said PMB. Let me go back to that chat and go and read those that said PM, PM, PM. I hope you've gotten the clarity you need and you have secured your slots as well. Okay, I hope so, because like I said, we have the resources, we have everything you need. It's now up to you to make your decision, that would actually be that catalyst. Okay, I hope that we're doing that. I'm trying to see where I asked that question so I can call your names. Okay, Omolara, So, okay, Olutobi, I think you said projects management as well. Omolara, Ngozi, Kev, Adekunle, right? I think D said business analysis or business, Eunice, Bukumi, you all please go and secure your slots. Let's all meet in class, I am happy I secured and I am hopeful. Right. I join in your hope and I actually will join you in the work as well. Okay, so let's proceed very quickly to data analysis. I hope I still have my data analyst and enthusiast in the house. So now let's talk about how to position yourself in the data analysis space. And for that person that asked that, it looks like I have everything figured out. If you have everything figured out in one career path, it's always an opportunity for you to add. One thing I always tell our students is that if you've passed through a career path, if you get a job, come back to add to your skill sets. Be that project. You never know. It's not even about that job now. It's about adding what will now be an advantage for you to get your next promotion, your next job. You might get tired of your complacency in your current role if it looks like, okay, I figured it all out, Always add always add. Some of our students, they pass through our project management, they come back to learn data analysis so they can learn how to apply analytical skills to their experience as a BA or as a PM. So that's something you might also want to consider. But now let's talk about data analysis and business intelligence. They are the backbone of data-driven decision-making in any organization. I used to be a senior finance analyst, and I can bet that that is so true, right? Data analysts transform raw data into actionable insights that help businesses understand trends and predict outcomes and also optimize operations. Their roles are crucial across sectors from finance to retail. So I know some of you will be like, boss, SOC code 3544 data analyst is not right is not a highly skilled role. Like I said, that's even an advantage, because if between now and 2026, if you have a role that is paying like 36 or 37K and the company is willing to sponsor, you can get that job and get a sponsorship while you work towards getting a higher pay, later. But you don't have to earn 41K as a data analyst job title to get sponsored, right? And if you are still just, considering what's positioning, if you have previous background, you can always add your previous background to data to actually secure tech-related roles in your existing field. Okay, for those with finance backgrounds, pivoting to specialized roles such as risk analyst, credit analyst, finance analyst can also lead to sponsorable opportunities. Your positioning and the specific job title you target are paramount. And guess what? One thing that is actually a very big truth is that if a company is willing to sponsor you, all these codes, they don't matter. They won't matter. They will just find one that is related to the role that is closest to it and pick it and sponsor you. So one thing you need to work on is actually more of your skill sets and being that person that companies would do anything to sponsor, rather than being over too detailed on the codes as well. Okay, so talking about codes to position yourself for, if you have like public health background, you can add data analysis to that to position yourself for public health analyst role under the code 2155. We have a lot of our students that are social and adult care intelligence analysts, public health care analysts and the likes. Okay, under the code 2133, we've got the IT business analysts, we've got the data engineers, we've got the data architects as well in this space. Also, 2422, we've got finance analysts, investment analysts, and credit analysts, risk analysts. Okay, so risk analyst is 2431, and then we've got 2433 actuarial analysts, and then 2434, we've got intelligence analysts. So that's business intelligence analyst, management information, management intelligence analyst, and the likes. And then we have the final 3544, which is the one that is a medium skilled on the shortage list. Guys, this one has a wide range. Don't say, oh, they say data analysis is no longer, it's not true. You can be a finance analyst. Finance analyst, I told you what my starting salary was in the UK when I first moved here. It was £60,000. If I needed sponsorship in that role, it's way qualified for it. Okay, so they are like high-paying roles that you combine your data analytical skills with to position yourself for the tech part of that role. Okay, so we have it again here, code 2133, 2115, 2422, 2431, skills such as SQL, Power BI, Tableau, Excel, and the likes. And, now let's talk about our data analysis and business intelligence bootcamp. It's a 10 weeks training that take you through Excel, Power BI, Tableau, and SQL, and AI. And when we say AI, what we mean is, application of AI, not that you learn to become an AI engineer, because our course is a low code, no code course, right? So throughout the program, you acquire the practical experience working with up-to-date data, loads of individual and group projects for hands-on experience as well. So you work individually to get, proficiency in those tools. And you would also work with a group in your desired industry. So you get to choose your industry. If you are interested in finance, you and some other finance-related enthusiasts will work on a client project in the finance industry. If you're interested in health and care, you would look at, you work on a project that shows the application of data analysis in the health and care industry. And then we have the marketing and sales. We have the, which other one? We have marketing, finance, tech, and healthcare. Okay, so who can take this course? Entry-level professionals or anyone at all looking to transition into data analysis, anyone who wants to gain analytical skills as well to enhance and stand out in their current profession. If you're in HR and you want to go the tech way, learn data analysis, position yourself for like compensation analyst, HR analyst, be dealing with the numbers and not the regulatory law. We have a lot of people that are like HR people that they've been struggling to get jobs in the UK in HR because they don't have that environmental or the legal regulatory background. By the time they did our analysis course, and on your CV you can put a blend of the two. So they put their first HR analyst role from us because they have the HR background plus data here, and they did a project on HR. There's the HR too on the project. They were able to integrate and get their first HR related role in this UK. Even supply chain, we have a lot of people that have combined data to their current role and been able to get relevant jobs. Okay, so with our bootcamp, you learn Excel, SQL, Tableau, Power BI, and PowerPoint. Talking about the codes, I think I've shared the codes in other slides. Here are some roles that some of our alumni have gotten with the NHS. For that person that asked earlier, if you can, talk about your projects to get a job in NHS. Regardless, we have a lot of students in NHS that are thriving and doing really well. We have students that are data analysts, finance analysts, reporting analysts, healthcare analysts, clinical data analysts, BI analysts, population health analyst, public health intelligence analyst, social care information analyst, business intelligence analyst. These are actual roles that people that have passed through our boot camps are now doing in the NHS. Okay, so I'm going to introduce you to a couple of our students as well. As you can see, I'm always proud when I, just see LinkedIn profiles, because not all the students actually connect with me personally, but of course they connect with the RKY page. And then when I just see someone on LinkedIn and I see, okay, this person passed through our bootcamp and now, they are now working as a data analyst. So we can see Kunle on the left. Kunle passed through our bootcamp and now is a data analyst at Prologue Fulfillment Global. We also have Christiana. Christiana also passed through our bootcamp, and she's now working as a sales data analyst in One Advanced. These are true success stories, real people, real profiles, real success stories. So if you are looking to get trained in a company where you know that, you are actually what you get, what they say is what you get, then this is the right place, for you. In the bootcamp as well, like I said, you get to work on projects for practical work experience. You can see we also have a data insights day where our students come to present their projects to stakeholders. If you don't follow us on YouTube, go find us on YouTube, RKY Careers. We have a lot of all these sessions where our students present either their IT projects from the project management and product side or BA side, as well as data inside day where they present their data side. And we have judges, our students that are in industry that are doing well. They come back to tell us, okay, what you presented is okay. This is very similar to what I do in my role. There's nothing like having that community, spirit and everything. And we have a lot of our students out there in top roles doing really well. So they come back to review, the project and be a judge on the insights day. You can visit our YouTube, RKY Careers, to see our previous data insights days. Okay, so training perks, just like the project management training, this is a 10 weeks training. You would learn data extraction with SQL, data visualization with Excel and Power BI. You build beautiful dashboards. You gain business intelligence skills and a lot of soft skills as well. So based on everything I've said, you get your CV done, LMS, work experience on your CV and so on and so forth. But you get to pay £599 if you are securing your slot today, which I feel is a very great discount. You do that with the link that has been dropped in the chat box. Secure your slots today. Guess what, guys? If you're looking for visa sponsorship, it's not going to come and knock on your door. If you're currently in support and care work and you are tired of it, your next job offer is not going to come and knock on your door. You need to continue to position yourself. You would never know which one, even I have people that are already sponsored. I know, okay, so there was this nurse she's a nurse, she's sponsored, she was brought as a nurse, and now she has changed 2 sponsorship jobs. In this era where people are not getting jobs, she moved from nursing sponsorship to to BA sponsorship first. And now, NHS, where she used to work as a nurse before, they are calling her back for an opportunity as a PM. They are looking to increase her salary. They also are ready to sponsor her. They really need her back because she's bringing that healthcare background and nursing background and helping them implement projects that will improve either patients' pathways or waiting for whatsoever their projects are there. So there's somebody looking for your unique experience. That your projects plus healthcare, there's somebody looking for it. That your public health plus data or BA or PM, there's someone looking for it. You just need to make sure you continue to add what people are looking for that will make you, get more stronger as a brand. Okay? So the data analysis class is for 10 weeks. It happens on Saturday and Sunday, 5 to 7 p.m. The next start date is 30th of August. Okay, I'll take a couple of questions. So guys, the link has been dropped. Let's start securing our slots. We don't actually have big classes. We like to keep our classes small. So we would actually get sold out pretty quickly. So I have a background in public health and I enrolled in the PM BA program. What career path am I eligible for, please? You are eligible for as many project management related roles as possible, as well as many BA related roles as possible. Okay, either in the health, public health, or even tech. That's the power of being able to position yourself. Choose, you pick and choose. So this person I'm talking about, the nurse, right? Her first role was industry. She got a tech role as a BA. They were paying her 55K. They were paying her sign-up bonus. They were paying her medical, all those free perks. And she said she used it to gain experience. But she said she would really like to go back to the one she's just got in healthcare because they are slower paced. But the thing is that if she didn't pass through this boot camp, she would only think nursing is the only thing she can do. I know so many people that are stuck. They spend so many years going back to school to do nursing, but they finish and they find out they don't really want to do nursing. They want to get into tech, or you are in care, or whatever role. Nothing is impossible, and thank God for this location we are. The fact that you are 40 or you're in your mid-50s does not mean you cannot start a new career path. And the good thing is that in our own boot camps, we don't train you to be a beginner. We train you to be an expert, to compete with other people that are like you. Let me tell you a secret. At our boot camps, you get to start a project from start to finish, right? However, there are some people that have held your job title that you are coveting, right? But they can't deliver a project from start to finish. There are so many project managers out there on the job that have only been part of a project at the beginning stage because the projects they've been on has not finished since they started it. There are so many projects that have been on for years, ages, especially in this civil service and NHS field. So they've not had the opportunity to do more than that. And there are so many people that got a job as a BA, and the only thing they used to give her is just be doing process mapping of this one. The person has not seen the full project life cycle, which you will see, you will experience, and also in a learning environment where you can safely make mistakes and learn from it without it costing a company anything. Rather than you making that mistake because you managed to scale interview and then they will now sack the person at the end of the day because the person has cost the company a whole lot. Yeah. So, who is here under RKY? Please, can you attend to people asking questions about the Klarna stuff in the chat box and drop the links, please? Please, how can I use Klarna to pay small and enroll today, please? So there's a link and the link will be dropped again. Okay, which of these classes is best from someone with legal background? If you're someone with legal background, you can actually pivot anywhere. You can consider compliance if you don't want to go into tech, and you can do data. You can do the best thing. What I love about this legal is that you can combine it with data and be an intelligence analyst. You can combine it with PMBA and you be a project compliance, project person in the legal industry. You can combine it with anything. But what you just need to know is your own advantage. Because I have legal background, I'm a data analyst, right? So I'll try to apply to jobs in the legal industry so that my previous experience will be to my advantage. They will not say, oh, we love you, you are very good, but you don't have a legal background. And that's one thing we teach our students, knowing their advantage and leveraging and using their advantages. Okay. So I hope you guys have secured yourselves for data. We've taken so much time, so we need to move really fast. Okay, I've got another beautiful face coming on board. I've got Hannah Olagunju. Hannah, if you're there, while people are securing their slots, please come on board. And for that person asking about supply chain, you see, Hannah is a supply chain. Oh, she currently works as a supply chain data analyst at a construction company. She enrolled in the RKY Careers UK Data Analysis Bootcamp to strengthen her skills and gain valuable experience. I'm not going to read anymore. I'm going to let Hannah to share her story herself. Hannah, are you there? Is Hannah with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, Hannah, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you too?
Good. I'm very well, thank you as well. Good to have you here. Thank you so much. I'm sure that you guys thought this would be over by now, and I've just kept talking and talking. But anyways, I'm happy to have you here. Thank you for staying, and thank you for accepting to share your experience. This is not taken for granted. It's very much appreciated. Please tell us about yourself, your journey, and your experience at RKY Careers.
All right, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Hannah Olagunju, and I currently live in London, and I work as a supply chain data analyst in a construction company here in London. So I manage procurement data, track orders, monitor suppliers' performance, and provide actionable insights to improve efficiency and cost saving. So when I moved to the UK, I came in for my MSc, I did my MSc in data science, and I've actually worked as a data analyst before, even before coming to the UK. But I just noticed, I started applying for countless jobs. I sent in countless applications. And if you're in the UK, you know the norm, the unfortunately norm. So I continued getting my the feedback, unfortunately. So but one day I just came across a post on Instagram. It was an RKY post, and it's really caught my attention. So I had to visit the site. I learned more about the services and all that. So then I decided to just go in for the full package. Everything, the cohorts, the CV and LinkedIn optimization, and the classes was just everything you can think of. Coach Ruki has said it all. There's nothing I want to really say again, but she has said it all. But the classes are just so interactive, practical, and tailored for UK market. And the best part is that almost immediately after I completed the course and they updated my CV, my LinkedIn profile, I started having recruiters themselves. They were reaching out to me on Instagram, sorry, on LinkedIn rather. Sorry, I'm in the car, so you might be hearing some background noises. I'm so sorry about that. So recruiters started reaching out to me, and I started getting um interview invitations like that from different. Even I got one from Amazon at that particular period, and I got from NHS. I got from where I'm working, and the good thing was that I got two job offer even at the same time. I got one
Wow.
with the NHS and I got one with this construction company where I'm working with. So, but I just had to choose this one because of the hybrid working and better salary and all that. So it has been a fulfilling journey though so far, and I didn't regret it. And I just want to encourage everyone who feels stuck right now, don't give up. Just give it a try, you know. And I believe at the end of it, good thing will definitely come out of it. Definitely. I just believe that. Thank you so much, everyone.
Oh, thank you so much, Hannah. Thanks for sharing your journey. Do we have any questions for Hannah? And thank you. I know that you are in between, so I appreciate one of the things we struggle with for most people is the availability. People are really either working or busy. Right. So anyone that actually, says yes to come share their experience, we always don't take it for granted. Thank you so much. Okay, so I'm going to take questions in the chat box. I'm thinking to apply for PMB. I don't have any data analysis experience. Would you recommend data analysis for me instead of PMB? Right. Is that because you have supply chain background as well? Anna, do you want to answer that? Did you struggle to find, so let me ask the question in another way. When you study supply chain, because I know a lot of graduates of supply chain that don't always know what jobs they can apply for in that supply chain space, which is why I always encourage people, add tech to it. And then they will employ you because of the analyst that you are. Not, and this supply chain will be an advantage. But there will be another thing. But anyway, my question to you, Anna, is that did you apply the jobs you said you were getting, the interviews? Was it particularly supply chain analyst they were interviewing you for all those roles as well? Would you say supply chain analyst on his own is very much in demand and you were being interviewed for that role? Or it was a wide range of roles based on your entire, skills and CV? And, if you can also answer the lady's question.
Well, thank you. I was actually interviewed majorly for the data analyst role, not the supply chain role. So my other interviews I got were based on analyst role, data analyst, um, data science roles and all that. So, but this supply chain, when I saw it, I just went for it. I didn't say, okay, maybe because I don't have a supply chain background. I don't know anything about supply chain, but I just had to read about it before going in. I just went in with my data analyst experience, you understand? So I went in there and it was more of they wanted someone who was very good with Power BI. So which is something we also did at the boot camp. So I know Power BI well and I can actually talk about it. I could interact and use the basic knowledge I just got by reading stuff about supply chain just to There are sometimes you apply for job. There's no job you apply for that they won't train you when you get there. So that's just the major thing I want everyone to have in mind. So you don't have to know everything. You can't know it all. But if you know the basics, then just go for it, and something good will definitely come out of it.
Okay, thank you for that. Um, I think I have a question, but how long did it take you from training with RKY to landing your job? And I think that question is for you.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess when I took the course, I was still in school then. So I just quickly took the course. Then after the course, I didn't submit my I didn't submit. So after taking the course, I didn't submit my password or my email address for them to optimize my LinkedIn or even my CV. So I just went off for a while, and I just concentrated on my MSc. Then after that, I guess a month after my graduation, so someone reached out to me telling me, "Oh, I've not sent in my details for them to do this for me." So I had to quickly send it in, and after doing that, within a month, I said it was immediately after my LinkedIn was optimized. I started getting calls. I started getting messages from recruiters, and like I let me just say a month I started get, but the job process is not like immediately. Most times you
Yeah.
get the interview, you have to go for like 2 interviews or 3 interviews like that. So it took me a while. The interviews took time, especially for the construction one. It was like 2 or 3 interviews. So, and after that, we were even struggling about the pay because I gave them a higher pay, and that was not even within their reach. So they wanted me, but they couldn't pay what I was even offering. So they had to keep talking and talking and talking and calling me to try to see if I can reduce my my pay so they can afford it. So I was still standing on it, and but it was, let me just say, after my LinkedIn optimization, that same week I started getting calls from recruiters and all that. So.
Wow. So the power of RKY LinkedIn optimization as well. You know what? I mean, thanks for sharing that, by the way, and congratulations once again. And that's why, for all the things we've mentioned as spec individually, they are all like delivered at excellence. I don't know if you get what I mean. Look at the reference that the last person spoke about as well. The fact that, just because you might see it as just a listing, but at every stage you need each of those services, it won't be a hurdle. It won't be a problem for you to get, it done. Even the work experience we talk about, when it's time, yeah, you're supposed to get it, you get it. When you need your reference, we have a process, and we are a systems and tech driven company as well. There's a process that ensures that people are not left hanging, or so even if it's your LinkedIn optimization, you get the best out of it. So congratulations, Anna. We need to move really fast, and so I'll take a couple of questions. I don't think there's anyone specific. For someone that's got zero experience in tech, what course can one consider that is not too cumbersome to assimilate? To be honest, I don't know what you mean by cumbersome, but none of our roles require coding, or a lot of our trainings require coding. But you need to still put in the work, and you need to like have that open mindset to learn, because it's not just about cumbersome. When you get the job as well, you need to be able to do it right. So whether it's project management or BA or product or Scrum or even compliance, right? They're not tough to deal with. You've heard, someone say she used to be shy, but when she joined the PMBA bootcamp, she opened up her mindset, she put herself everywhere. What's most important, to be honest, when they even say tech now, it's nothing in particular. Tech is not anything, it's a mindset, it's your ability to continue to learn something new, because there will always be something new to learn in tech. So it's that ability to like open your mind to keep learning. Because even if it's Excel, you learn Excel today, there'll be something new tomorrow. But can you learn it? Can you stay up to date when new things come up? And that's what we need to train ourselves to be adaptable. Remember, I said that at the start as well. So I won't say this in particular or anyone, Thank you. And now okay, I think I've taken that one. Okay. Um Okay, so thank you so much, Anna. From the accelerator program, do you have to wait for the cohorts in training? And some of us might be pressed with time. So I think we have one starting August 17. I think is on this slide somewhere. So you might want to hang around. But I think we have one starting on 17. But you can chat with the numbers to get the exact start dates, Right. So the LinkedIn optimization is done for us and we assisted. Is that a question or a comments? So we do the LinkedIn for you, right? Based after we've done your CV, we do this LinkedIn for you. So do we get step by step help through Excel? It's showing us Shege this one. I don't understand is that questions? But anyway, we help you, every step of the way. However, you need to be the one to do the assimilation. We'll train you on Excel, on Power BI, on Tableau, and on SQL. Okay, I hope that answers your questions, Mile. I currently work in healthcare as a caregiver with zero experience in tech. Can I also do the course? Yes. If you don't want to do data, if you don't want to do number-related course, go for project management and business analysis. But by the way, I'm not saying that project management and business analysis too is not tough. It's just that it's not number-related. But guess what? Everybody needs it. You can't run away from data. And I tell people, even if you do PM and BA and you become a project manager, you need to come back to the data. Everybody needs data. A project manager needs to be analytical. A compliance professional needs analysis because there are some doors that it will now open for you. See, now she's a supply chain person. Now she has added data to it. And she's now a supply chain data analyst. There are so many people, project-related people, so that because they can now use data to so regardless of your role, if you finish, if like you are in some people that are cybersecurity, they have interest in cybersecurity. I don't know if you guys know that, but immigrants struggle to get cybersecurity related roles because it requires security clearance, which you need to have lived in the UK for 5 years. But I will tell you confidently that we've helped about 4 people get cybersecurity related roles, not because we train in cybersecurity, but because they added data analysis to it and they were given a job that would focus more on the data skills they have. So what I always tell people is that don't feel that there's any situation you are that is stuck. There's always something you can add to it to open another new pathway of doors for yourself. And the good thing is that in our bootcamp already, you're opening 2 pathways together for yourself because our courses are like 2 in 1 already. Okay? Okay, so someone said, as a cybersecurity analyst, do I also need this course? I didn't even know that I was going to get a cybersecurity person. But yes, as a cybersecurity analyst, you can add data analysis to that to either position yourself for full cybersecurity analyst role or data analyst role. Okay? I studied languages, French to be precise, as an undergraduate. Please, which course would be recommended? I have zero tech experience. For that person that studied French, I will tell you that you're sitting on a very big advantage as well. And which is why our approach at RKY, where we emphasize advantage, is what is helping our students stand out. As someone that studied French, there are so many roles where French is what would make you qualify for those roles. For instance, we had a student, she did project management with us. She also studied French, in Nigeria. She did her MSc in French here. And as saturated as some roles might be, because she has the advantage of being able, if you can speak French, I would say you can do anyone. Choose project management and BA. That was what this person did. And then she highlighted the fact that she can speak French on her CV. And there was a job that it was a project coordinator role, and they only needed French speakers. That role has cut out a lot of people, but for you, you have an advantage there. There are so many. If you are a French speaker, you're trying to apply to role, just put French on your job search, and get jobs that are looking for French speakers. Then look for the tech ones among them that you qualify for and apply to them. The competition will be less because you are unique. Not all project managers have French as their advantage. Okay? So you can choose anyone you want and then leverage your advantage in French. See, be it French, be it Big Four. If you've worked in Big Four before, in Nigeria or anywhere, that is an advantage. Okay? That you would emphasize on your CV. So you need to understand the uniqueness of your advantage and use it. Your French speaking ability, it has to be a keyword on your CV so that when ATS, when you are searching for jobs that need French, it is there. They don't, the fact that you can speak French, if it's only in your head and not on paper and on your LinkedIn, it's not going to help you. Okay, so very true about French. There was a role that I fit into and ticked all the boxes, but they wanted a French speaker and the pay was good. So being multilingual is a huge advantage. You see, guys, so it's an advantage, but it's not just about having advantage, it's about knowing how to use it and wield it to our favor. Okay, so let's move on very quickly. So guys, I hope for those that add interest in data analysis, you've secured your slots, because I really implore that you do so. And if you don't even, if maybe if you don't know anyone, or you've not found anything that interests you, I bet you a skill in data analysis is good enough as standalone and also good enough as an advantage to add to what you already have. That was my story. Finance plus analysis. And I became a senior. And you know what? With data analysis, you can add anything to it and now position for senior levels in that's your old level, in your old expertise or old role. Okay. So I'm an electrical and engineer, and I wanted to go into cybersecurity, but what other course can be good for me? So we've just talked about data analysis now. It's a very good one. As an electrical engineer, you could want to go into IT projects management and business analysis as well, which we've just rounded up on. We've just had a full session on that one, and somebody also shared their experience. But the thing is that you can be anything you choose to be. As an engineer, data analysis is good, projects is good as well, or BA is good for you, right? Even product is also good for you. Anyone is good. You just need to own your story. Whatever you choose, then tell the story of it the way you want. Okay. And then if you still want to go into cybersecurity, maybe after spending 5-6 years in the UK and you qualify for security clearance, you can still pursue a career in it. But I know so many people that study cybersecurity and are stuck because they don't qualify for security clearance. Okay, let's move very quickly into digital marketing. Do we have anybody here that is interested in digital marketing or growth marketing, or by the way, digital marketing happens to be one of those career paths that you can use to position yourself also for the global talents visa. And again, if you're an entrepreneur or looking to go into entrepreneurship and you don't have marketing skills, then you're not doing yourself a favor. Okay, so the codes you can position yourself under digital marketing, we've got 2432 marketing, sales and advertising, and we've got 1132 marketing and commercial directors. So in today's interconnected world, digital marketing is no longer just about creativity. A lot of people think digital marketing is content. In fact, we have a lot of content creators that when they now want to do their CV for role, they put digital marketing there, thinking that because I manage social media or because I have a very big following on Instagram or I'm an influencer, I can get a professional job as a digital marketer. The truth of the matter is that it's a big lie. By the way, for those that are still wondering what's still next, we are still going to talk about product management and agile delivery and Scrum, and we still have compliance ahead. So please bear with us and stay tuned. I'm going to try to make it really fast. Okay, so digital marketing specialists are crucial for driving business growth by leveraging various channels. So it's not just about social media, it's way more than that. And it's in demand because it's also the backbone of every business that wants to thrive, increase profitability and productivity. Every business wants to increase their awareness on their impact regardless of where they are based, right? Even if it's not a profit-making business, they want to increase their impact. They want to serve more people. Say, for instance, if they've gotten free funding from governments to serve or train some people, they will still have to invest that funding in marketing to reach the people they need even if they are doing it for free. So marketing is important. That's why we have charity roles we have digital marketing roles in charity, in tech, in finance, in everywhere. The title might not be digital marketing. It could be growth marketing. It could be growth hacker. It could be go-to-markets, growth GTM marketer. It could be product marketing, but it could be SEO specialist. It could be, email marketing and much more. So, and it could even be tech automation. So our marketing bootcamp is about 13 weeks as well, where you get to learn SEO, PPC, which is pay per click, social media marketing, content creation, email marketing, and analytics. you get to learn for 7 weeks of classes and also about 8 weeks of projects. Who can take this course? Graduates who need practical experience to stand out in the market, marketing professionals, entrepreneurs, individuals who want to increase their salary value by becoming a full stack digital marketer. I've already said it that it's eligible for sponsorship. You can position yourself for roles like digital marketing manager, SEO specialist, content manager, social media manager, PPC. And you know what? If you're one of those that are looking for the gig industry in this marketing space is so big in this UK, especially. There are so many gigs, in creative. In fact, they created their own industry. Ordinarily, they're supposed to be under tech, but they call it the creative industry. They have their own events, they have their own where it's just creatives that come together. There are so many gigs in this digital marketing space. Even if you're not looking to get another job, you can sell your skill sets. You can monetize each of your skill sets. You can help businesses. There's so many businesses that are looking for help with their marketing, with their SEO. If you hone this your skills and you know what you're doing, money will never be a problem for you again. Because you can always sell your skills on Upwork, on Fiverr, or one-to-one. You meet an entrepreneur, a founder that is struggling with their social media, they're struggling with their SEO, they're struggling with how to manage their websites and all of that. You can help them and you can get paid for your own value. You can set up your own digital marketing agency and help people. Okay, so, and which is why a lot of all these global talents visas, they recognize the place of marketers, growth marketers, digital marketers, and that's why they created a special visa category for them as well. All companies want to increase their profits and revenue, and they will do anything to retain staff that can help to facilitate this. So this training will cover digital marketing strategy and planning, content, search engine optimization, email marketing, websites, developments, and so much more. You will learn tools like Canva, SEMrush, Ubersuggest, WordPress, Google Ads, Google Analytics, and so much more. When it comes to marketing, I don't even joke with it, even as a business owner. Currently, RKY Careers website gets nothing less than 1 million visits per month. Our website authority is way in the higher band of things. And that's because as a company, like half of my team are marketing, and that's the truth. And that's to tell you how much in demand marketing is. If you see a founder that starts a business today, before they will need a finance, an accountant, or other roles, they will need someone in that creative marketing side of things first. That's to tell you how much in demand it is. And in RKY Careers, you also get all the other things you get in the other bootcamp: work experience, real projects, taking tech products to markets. So you can position yourself as a go-to-market person, a product marketer, and the likes. You get access to LMS, you get work reference, you get certificates, you get post-bootcamp support, and so much more. Meet one of our marketing students, Tunde. I think the screenshot is wrong. So Tunde passed through our bootcamp and is currently a digital communication officer. He leveraged his background. I think he was a salesperson. He does like physical printing and salesperson, and then he enrolled in our bootcamp. You know what I love about this story? I think it was in the last tech summit as well to share his experience. Is that their own transformation through RKY was as a family. His wife enrolled in our PMBA bootcamp. She got her first job, within I always remember her story. She got first job within a few weeks after the boot camp, and she's proceeded to about 2 other jobs. Our most recent job now sponsoring them as a family, and now even the husband was brought along, he enrolled in digital marketing, and he also landed his job. That's a family transformation. That's what we are doing at RKY Careers, giving people, opportunities and positioning them for opportunities that, will probably not have been available to them if they did not have the right skills. So you can be unstoppable as well. You can achieve all your desired goals if you continue to invest in yourself. Nobody can take that away from you. Okay? And at RKY Careers, these prices you are seeing, to be honest, they are still prices, because recently I came across, and this is not even, I came across a lot of people that, want to access my community. They want to come and talk to my community. And by the time you ask them what they have to offer, they'll tell you CV. Oh, they also have to do CV. And by the time you check, how much do they do CV? £450 just for CV and LinkedIn optimization, when we are offering it for free. And for £450 at RKY Careers, your life will completely be transformed into a new career entirely. I know someone that spoke at an event recently, and by the time I know the person is even still coming up, and by the time I saw the pricing for the person's mentorship and CV, it will guide you on how to write your own CV yourself. 1,500. But the thing is, the fact that our prices are affordable does not mean that we don't know what we are doing as well, and that we can't offer those high prices. It's basically because we know the markets we support, and our own goal is to ensure that we provide access. We are not government funded for now, but still people are paying for their services to get trained with us, but we still want to make it, as affordable as possible, while still making sure that our value is still top notch and our quality. So for the digital marketing bootcamp, if you secure your slot today, you get it at £450. £450, right? And you get all of these things you have said: the CV, the LinkedIn, the experience, the learning, the interview prep after the training is over, the continuous support, certification, and all of that. So please make sure you secure your slots. Let's drop the link again in the chat box. We've got Fatumata on the call that wants to share our experience with us. Fatumata, if you are there, please unmute yourself. Is Fatima with us? Hey, is Fatumata with us? Okay, so if she's not with us, I'll just read her story. So she's currently enrolled in our Digital Marketing 5.0 bootcamp. She's an ambitious problem solver that worked for the past decade, transitioning into entrepreneurship, and her decision to join the UK Digital Marketing Bootcamp it was based on her passion for problem solving and building a legacy. She's learned a lot, and yeah, she's learned a lot, and she's not afraid to start from the scratch, and it's been an amazing experience so far in the bootcamp. Because of our time, we're going to move on very quickly to the next course, which is compliance. So if you are here for digital marketing, please make sure you secure your slots, right? And positioning for compliance, KYC, and email. Do we have anybody here that is a legal professional or a foreign trained lawyer or interested in KYC, AML compliance related roles? Let's know so we know whether we should skip it or move on. But I think okay, so while we're waiting for that, I think I'll take, did I miss the Scrum Master one then? Oh, okay. So I'll take the Scrum and Agile. I don't know, do we have anybody here interested in products management and Scrum Master Agile delivery management? I think I had some people that were interested, or they indicated interest, right? So, well, okay, Lydia, I'll still go back to the compliance. So let's take the product management very quickly, because it's very similar. Normally, I used to even have it immediately after project management, because they are very similar in this style. Okay, I think we have about 3 people interested in compliance. Okay, let's take compliance quickly then. So compliance. So for the compliance field, either you're a banker, previous banker, or legal professional, or foreign trained lawyer, you can position yourself for code 2419, legal professionals 3520, 2482, 2462, and 2440, as you can see on the screen. It's a great way to so target roles like compliance analyst, AML analyst, KYC analyst, QC analyst, or even managerial roles if you already have previous experience from back home as well. Who can take the course? Early career beginners, foreign trained lawyers, anyone seeking a career in KYC and compliance, even accountants, CEOs, or even risk professionals. You can see the career path you can position yourself for after, from data. So our bootcamp covers KYC, AML, GDPR, financial crime and sanctions, and data protection. Okay, so here's the screen showing us the codes that you can position yourself on. You can see that was updated on the 22nd of July. Here are companies where our students currently work in this compliance space. We have our students in a lot of fields. Okay, someone is asking what is KYC? KYC is know your customer. So is that process where you want to open an account in a bank, you need to provide your utility bill, you need to provide your ID, you need to provide your face, biometrics, so where they collect your customer data so that if anything happens, they can go to your data set, they can go to your file and find any information about you, where you live, and all of that. So we have our students working in highly prestigious industry because this KYC is either you work in the bank or the legal industry or insurance or anything around that. We used to have a standalone masterclass for compliance, by the way. So which is why I'm not going to spend so much time on compliance. So, but what you get in the compliance training is also the same. It's a 5 weeks class. We cover CV, we cover KYC, like I said, AML, that's anti-money laundering, right? Combating and financial terrorism, that's CFT, and GDPR, data protection, right? You get to work on real cases to gain practical experience. You get interview prep, you get to work on quizzes, you get your CV done for you, you get to work on cases, and meet some of our alumni as well. So we've got Stephanie. Stephanie was a foreign trained lawyer from Nigeria. She joined our KYC and she joined our compliance bootcamp, and she currently works, or she's been working for over 1 year now as a compliance monitoring analyst. And she was recently even telling me that she's just gotten a managerial role because managerial roles have been chasing her since after the boot camp. And the good thing is that even our students, right, 1 year, 2 years after, right, they not only retain their job, they are even thriving at it. And that actually is what busts my brain, about the RKY Careers Bootcamp. Because I've heard about a lot of people that pass through all this kind of similar trainings and they are not competent enough to actually do the job or even keep the job. So at RKY Careers, that support is even there, such that you don't even misstep or do the wrong things when you get the job. We've also got Demola. Demola he was working in a bank previously, and he passed through our KYC and AML bootcamp and is now currently an AML analyst in Bristol as RPC. These are like I think this is a law firm, and I think this is also a law firm. Right. So what are we trying to say? The compliance space is a viable space for anyone, that is foreign trained lawyer that don't want to go. If you know anybody that studied law, did LLM here, or did law in Nigeria, they've moved to the UK and they don't want to leave that space completely, and they don't want to pay so much to qualify as a lawyer here in the UK. Compliance is a viable route. And if you've also worked in tailoring, banking, customer service in banking, and you still want to position yourself in that career path. And if at all, if you just have interest in compliance, because you don't need to be any of these two, you can be anything you want if you put your heart in it, right? So the next cohort is September 13. I think one cohort just started last week, and it's just for 5 weeks, 5 Saturdays. This is our shortest boot camp, because the requirements for the role is not as, in terms of technical, what you are going to be learning is not as tough as the rest, or it doesn't take so much time. So if you want to secure your slot for that as well, you can, click the link on the bio to secure your slot. If you're in Nigeria, there are so many roles as well across border. It's not even like limited to UK as well. And we have a lot of fintech, payments companies coming up. They all, banks and all of that, they all need compliance analysts, KYC analysts, and all of that. So what is KYC? Okay, I think I've answered that. Can you highlight the sponsorship rules for compliance and the AML KYC? So I think the codes you can use are 2419. So if you have legal background, right, you're adding compliance from us to it. So you can position yourself for like compliance analyst related role in the legal space, right? So legal professionals not elsewhere classified, Then we've got 2440, where we've got risk managers, right? So you can also position yourself as a risk assessment officer, manager, and so on. So we've got 3520, where we've got probate managers, legal associates. So those are people that have legal background, right? And then we have quality assurance and regulatory professionals. So these are compliance and regulatory professionals. They didn't specify KYC or AML or anything, but that's why they call them professionals, meaning that if your role is related to compliance or quality assurance, you can use code 2482 to get sponsored, and is highly skilled as well. And then we got probation officers as well, 2462. So these are the codes that you can explore. For some of those roles, they didn't specify the job titles, they just put professionals in the guide. Okay. So for PMBA is Prince 2 A plus. If you have Prince 2, of course, it's an advantage, right? And I would say that even though certification is not a requirement, once you get your first role, or once you are done with the practical experience phase, which is the most important, like a boot camp, you can now start working towards getting your certification. If you are looking to get a job in the NHS or civil service or UK government-related parastatals, Prince 2 might be what you want to look at. But if you want to work like globally, multinational companies, PMP might be, what you might want to consider. So I think we are done with compliance. I hope I answered all your questions. Secure your slot as well. September 13th, I think the last one started, I think it was last weekend, 2 weekends ago, that the last compliance class started. And it's just for 5 weeks, and after that, a new one will start in September. So now to talk about project management and Scrum Master or Agile Delivery Managers. So we've got IT product managers under code 2132. We've got IT service delivery managers, which is what they call Scrum Masters sometimes. And we've got UI UX researcher. I don't know if any of you remember that success story I shared about somebody who got a user researcher role from AO to SEO after the product management and Scrum Master bootcamp. Because for most of these roles, right, there are so many low-hanging fruits, skills and experience you pick out of it that are standalone jobs on their own. So product managers are often seen as future leaders with an organization, with many successfully even transitioning to becoming CEOs. And like the CEOs of like the Google of this world, Facebook, they were all once on the all those tech CEOs, they were first once product managers, and then they moved on to the next phase of their career, which was more of building their own tech products. So if you're looking at building a tech product, if you're looking at positioning yourself for the global talent visa as well, this product management career path is one that can help you with that. Okay, so can someone that doesn't have any knowledge about product management take the project management take the course? Of course, you don't need any of our courses you want to enroll in. You don't need any previous experience at all. Train you from start. All our courses are beginner friendly. Okay, let's move on very quickly. The objective of the bootcamp is to provide participants with practical experience, the skills, the knowledge, the frameworks you need to succeed as product owners, product managers, agile delivery managers, Scrum Masters. It's a 4-month bootcamp, just like the PM and the BA, because you get 7 weeks of classes and you get 2 months on projects, delivering a tech product from start to finish. Remember, I said it as in RKY careers, we also show our workings. If you want to see how our students have delivered products, either from our PM or BA or data bootcamps, go to our YouTube. We always have that end of program products demo sessions where they come to share, and they come to present their products to the stakeholders, and we make it public as well. You also build on soft skills like emotional intelligence, team management, stakeholder management, collaboration, workshop facilitation, etc. So who can take this course? Anybody at all interested in product-facing role, agile, product-led environment. If you want to know what they say, product-led, because if you want to apply for global talents, they will ask, have you worked in a product-led environment? Or you want to learn agile, so professionals looking to switch to Scrum Master, Agile Delivery Manager, or Product Owner, Product Manager. Anyone who wants to position themselves for visa sponsorship, global talents, and the likes. Anyone who wants to enhance their career prospects and any potential. Degree holders seeking practical work experience. I have a lot of people that just graduate, especially like BSc graduates. They don't have any experience at all. at all on their CV. The only thing they've done is gone to school and they want to compete in this market. And some of them, they also have very high taste. They want to get 70K job, which is not impossible. But one thing that would actually bridge that gap between their degree and getting that job they want is passing through a boot camp like this to gain practical experience, right? So professionals, entrepreneurs, and small business owners, business analysts, consultants, and anyone interested in agile methodologies. By the way, BAs and product managers, their roles are very similar. And what a lot of people do is moving on from business analyst, their next career progression is to become a product manager, because a product manager's role is more strategic than that of a BA. So what are the potential career paths you can position yourself for after the bootcamp? Scrum Master, Agile Coach, Program Manager, Agile Delivery Manager, Implementation Manager, that's under the Scrum side, and under the product side, from Portfolio Manager to Product Owner to Technical Product Manager, and the likes. We've talked about the SOC code. So these are the tools you will learn, not only in our product and Scrum, but also in our projects management and business analysis bootcamp. So you not only learn them, but you would also use them, because our courses are practical. Like I said, you gain practical work experience. The one thing I was saying the other time is that everything that is you see as a bullet point spec in our bootcamp, right? They're actually worthy of standalone. They are standalone worthy unique selling point and unique advantage for whoever enrolls in our bootcamp, because either is using of our tools or gaining the practical work experience, or even the weekly interview prep that you get when you get an interview. All of those things on their own, they are transforming, because what for some people that could be what would be it for them, and you never know. So having as many things that will be it for you, so you have many it's, is the way to position yourself in these current times. So you get 7 weeks of classes, 2 months on project, CV optimization, LinkedIn optimization, interview prep, end-to-end IT projects that you can put on your CV. You can even link it if they want to see what the end product is. Okay, so I'm going to share with you the story of Onyebuchi. Onyebuchi is currently a certified product owner, with expertise in fintech, SaaS, and so on and so forth. He passed through the product owner and products is the SMPO bootcamp, right, in 2022, and he applied the bootcamp frameworks, agile tools, and role-based insights, and he secured a product owner role in 2023 at a leading organization. Now he leads product backlog management in Jira, ensuring alignment with business goals. He also collaborates cross-functionally with engineering, the UX teams, and business teams, and is striving and still winning in that role today. So you bring the drive and the willingness to learn, and we will bring the direction and deliver your success story. So if you're looking to explore products management or Scrum, or you have any questions about it, ask in the chat box. But you can secure your slot, and is on another special level of discount at just £450, meaning if you want to pay your first installments today, right, it's even way lower than £199. And I would advise you do this, very quickly, before we get sold out on this course. So if you're also in Nigeria or outside the UK, send a DM as we've advised so far. So we've got a special guest in the house. Her name is Fatima. She's currently a caseworker at HMRC. She recently enrolled in the RKY Career Scrum and Product Owner Bootcamp. She's a Nigerian fashion entrepreneur, and she decided to join the Product Owner and Scrum Master Bootcamp because of her growing interest in tech and fashion for building user-centered products, which is what product managers do. Okay, so the bootcamps equipped her with the tools to transition to tech while leveraging her entrepreneurial mindset and product vision as well. It's been an amazing experience so far. So if we've got Fatima in the house, thank you for waiting and thank you for accepting to speak in today's session. Is Fatima here? Hey, so I'm not sure she's here at the moment, but we'll proceed because, we are like 1 hour behind schedule, which I'm sure is another reason why most of our speakers are not here. Okay, so Excel and PowerPoint, guys, if you're still here, this is a special bonus that you want to get. Because in our Excel and PowerPoint training, right? Oh, Fatima is here now. Okay, Fatima.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Good to have you here, and thanks for sticking with us.
You're welcome. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
So I joined RKY Scrum Master Product Owner Bootcamp 6.0. I think that was late last year, like or mid last year. The reason why I joined Scrum Master, it sounded fun because I knew nothing about Scrum Master. All I heard on Instagram, in fact, was that it was the soft life of tech. You don't need any technical experience to join. And one of the things that I noticed was even after the boot camp, like I was RKY helped us with like optimizing our LinkedIn. I was applying to civil service roles as like delivery manager, scrum master, etc. But I wasn't getting like it. And the sweet thing about this, I don't think any other company does this. I just switched to like product management roles. I use Apply Body service, and I switched to product management role. And I can only do that because I had the experience of a product manager while I was doing my Scrum Master and Product Owner Bootcamp. And as God will have it, I have an interview this month with DWP Digital as a product manager. So I'll tell you that this is literally like a good investment. The price is decent compared to others. I know you would have seen other companies that are charging like £1,000. You guys know, but like the support that RKY gives during the boot camp, after the boot camp, it's impeccable. And what our advice is, if you are trying to sign up for this, don't leave all the work to RKY. They will teach you how to fish, but like they cannot fish for you. You also have to bring that resilience. You have to like have a plan by yourself. Do you want to like apply to private companies? Do you want to focus on NHS? Do you want to focus on civil service? Have a plan by yourself, and then they can help you. Don't leave all the work to them. You get what I'm saying? I think I've been able to like, and one thing I noticed was that it helped my confidence a lot during the boot camp. In fact, like during the boot camp, I was afraid, I was scared that can I do this? But like the kind of confidence instructors, our tutors put in us, it's even like helped me in my normal role because the confidence just came all of a sudden. I started like exceeding KPIs at my current work. I started coaching, and that helped me build my CV as well for like product management roles I was applying for at the end of the day. So, and during the boot camp itself, I feel like I've not even touched that on like on a large scale. During the boot camp, you have so many support. Like you can ask as many questions as you like. Even after the class, you can send a message, Said, and oh gosh, I've forgotten our Scrum Master tutor's name, but like they will answer your questions like ASAP. So I think it's value for money, like 100%, 100%.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Fatima. I love all the points you mentioned, from the fact that when you joined, you were scared. Can I really do this? But giving it your all, And also you mentioned the apply body service, which is also another say. I think I mentioned that at the beginning for those that were with us, where we help people apply to jobs. Just like she said, it's always best to do things yourself and not leave it to us because, and not leave it to us. Like I said, it's not about pain. It's not the pain that will give you the results. What will give you the results is the work you put in. Once please let's mute ourselves, right? So what would give you the result is your ability to also get the best out of it by doing your part, playing your part, because that skill you are going to get out of it. It's just like applying for an internship and then you are guessing that you're sitting down every day, you're not doing anything. Whereas somebody is also another intern. That one, as they're saying, there's this data set that they want to analyze. They're saying, bring it, bring it, bring. At the end of the internship, who will have enough experience that they can now use to get a proper job? It will be those that put in their work. That's basically how it is. It's just that this time around, they're even now paying for it. So why not even get the best out of it? Okay. So thank you so much, Fatima. Congratulations on the interview. I can't wait, for it to become a full-blown success story. And she also emphasized the fact that, it's a two-in-one. So she was positioning herself as Scrum Master, but it wasn't forthcoming. And then she tried the product side because she actually had passed through as also a product owner. So if you have any question related to products, please feel free to ask. If not, move on very quickly to Excel. Thank you so much, Fatima, once again. So Excel is a bonus, like I said, to everybody here. Everybody needs Excel and PowerPoint skills. You need to be able to, analyze simple data and present. A lot of people have skill sets that are worth 50,000 pounds, 70,000 pounds. But what is going to cost them that skill set is because of the 50-pound investments. To learn Excel and PowerPoint with RKY Careers is 6 weeks. It's just 50 pounds. And if you're in Nigeria, just 50K. And I know many people that passed through this training, and it was after the training. Is the training, it's not a boot camp, so you won't get CV and all those things because it's not a career path on its own, right? It's after this training they were not able to get interview for the role they've been trying to get interview on, right? Because because they're now sharing the fact that they can build dashboard. So regardless of your role, you need to be able to work on simple data set, and you need to be able to do slides, because most interviews now, they will tell you to prepare a slide to solve a problem and bring it, to present at the interview or at this assessment center. So I beg you guys, if you can't use Excel, if you can't do pivot tables, let me even ask, how many of you can do pivot tables on Excel? How many of you can do VLOOKUP on Excel? Because if you say I can use Excel and the only thing you can do on Excel is to type inside it, that's not Excel. That's not the Excel that you need to get a job. This Excel and PowerPoint is actually like a key to getting yourself interviews and even scaling it. So if you can't use pivot tables, if you can't do VLOOKUP, if you can't do XLOOKUP, index and match, and those simple data sets, and if you cannot prepare a slide, a beautiful, engaging slide that tells a story on PowerPoint, then 50 pounds, I implore you to invest 50 pounds to get that skill set. It's 6 weeks. It's as practical as any of our other training. The only thing you won't get is CV and all those things, but you work on projects with other stakeholders, you will gain soft skills, you build dashboard. In fact, if you are looking for what to put on LinkedIn as content and you don't have anything to put on LinkedIn, then enroll for this course, because you can now be putting all those your beautiful dashboard on LinkedIn, right? But what am I saying? Beyond the LinkedIn, everybody needs Excel and PowerPoint, and it's just 50 pounds. And guess what? It does not even clash with any of the, it doesn't clash with any of the other, what's it called? It doesn't clash with any of the other classes. It's 2 to 4. And the other classes start from 4 or 5 respectively. And it's just for 6 weeks. And by the end of the 6 weeks, you would be able to analyze simple data using Excel. So the Excel part of the data analysis skill sets, you would have it up to advanced level. Okay? So Choma says, I've not heard any of those you are mentioning in Excel. You have not even heard of them. So you have not heard of VLOOKUP. You have not heard of XLOOKUP. You have not heard of all those things. So I would advise you to secure your slots today, so you can actually do Excel in the real. If they say, can you use Excel for 5? How long have you used Excel? I know some people will say 10 years, but guess what? The only thing they do on the Excel is just to put number 1, they put down. Number 2, they only to capture data. But you can do, you know what? Let me now tell you guys the secrets. In my role as a senior finance analyst, even though I could use SQL, Python, and all of these things, I was senior finance analyst too. And my entry salary at the beginning, it got increased every year later after that. But my entry salary as a fresh person in this UK, my first job, was 60,000 pounds. Let me bust your brain. I had senior finance analyst as title. I could use other tools. So this is not to say I can't use it. But the only tool I used in my role was Excel. Excel. I told you I was part of those that did projects to migrate it to Anaplan for the power plan, for the Anaplan for planning and budgeting. But it was Excel that I met. It's Excel we use for planning. It's Excel we use to analyze data. It's Excel. So this Excel self can be a breakthrough of its own for you to add to any other skill sets you have, to show that you have analytical skills. If you have analytical skills on your CV and you can't use Excel, just go and remove it on. Okay? So having said that, yes, 2 to 4 Saturday and Sunday, you are right. The next cohort for the Excel is also 13th of September. Okay. And the great news, you can also pay in installments. All the courses we've talked about, you can use Klarna, ClearPay, Pay Later, PayPal, and all of that. You know, and here are more recent success stories as well of our students who have just landed their success story, you know, from probate officer, from support worker to onboarding advisor, from support worker to data analyst, you know, business intelligence analyst, from healthcare assistants, which I'm sure you guys can relate with, to project manager. And when I say post bootcamp support that you don't get anywhere else at RKY Careers, you know, you get post bootcamp support in the form of weekly interview prep, monthly webinars, you know, free bonus certification courses, visa sponsorship, and global talent strategy sessions, and on the job support. Right. So in RKY Careers, and in Naira, it's just 50,000 Naira, by the way. That's for Excel. Excel is 50,000 Naira. So even if you are based in anywhere you are based, you can pay 50,000 Naira for Excel. That's just for Excel, right? So these are the bonus certification courses that we've taken our students in recently, from data visualization with Power BI to cybersecurity to project planning with Oracle Primavera to AI. And like I said, the alumni webinar where we bring different experts to talk about different topics that would help move our students forward. So for those asking about the Tech Career Accelerator Program or the Work Experience Program, the next cohort starts August 17th. So you want to secure your slots before then so you can pass through the onboarding and be ready to join the project phase. We also had somebody talked about Basecamp, you know, which is our tool, our project management tool that we use, you know, that our students use to get themselves, to manage our projects and to get themselves used to using tools out there in the market. Talking about upcoming events, we've got the UK compliance starting on the 13th of September. Just a recap of all the start dates. Excel on the 13th of September, PMBA 30th of August, Data and BI 30th of August, Digital Marketing 30th of August, Products Management and Scrum Master 30th of August. So I'm going to ask you guys today, for those of you that have waited with me from like 12 o'clock till 3 p.m., first of all, a big well done to you and a big thank you to you all. You know, so take the next. So my question to you now is that, are you ready now to take the next steps towards a globally relevant tech career? Because your next success story, the next success story we post on our page could be yours. So I ask you again, have you secured your slots? And if not, why haven't you secured your slots? Why haven't you secured your slots, guys? They said the WhatsApp numbers are not responding. Okay. You chatted the 3 years, no response. Okay, I have secured my slots for PMBA and I'm awaiting future instructions. Can I have the Naira accounts to pay for the Excel? Okay, I'm going to show the Naira accounts on my screen now. I think you... Can you see the Naira accounts for the person that wants to secure his slots in for the Excel? Okay. Affordability, ma. Since the PM and BA starts August 30th, what if you want to pay like after payday, August 27th? That is fine as well, you know, but the earlier the better. I am ready to secure my slot for the PMBA. Beautiful. Can I repeat the PMBA as I came late? So the PMBA is all about project management and business analysis. The video for this session will be up on YouTube, RKY Career. So I encourage everyone to go and not just this session, other sessions. If you are just finding out about RKY Careers for the first time and you want to watch, how we work, what people say about us, visit our YouTube and you can watch recordings of sessions like this, to catch up on anything that you think you might have missed. Okay. How many days do we have to secure the slot on today's offer? The earlier the better, really. The earlier the better. What's the deposit and other installments for PMBA? So if you use Klarna and Clearpay, they take monthly installments or pay later or PayPal in 3. So just use the link on the chat box. I'm going to drop the link again. Secure your slots with Klarna. So if you click on it, is that it? Okay, yeah. Is that the right link? So it's www. So we don't accept installments into our accounts. It's better you use Klarna because it saves us the stress of following up with you to get balances. Okay, this is what you see on the checkout page, and then you can choose the course of choice, either is Excel or compliance or project management or Scrum Master or digital marketing or data analysis. Is the cost for compliance programs the same as others? Yes, is £599. So do we have any questions at all before we call it a day? I have about a few minutes to spend before leaving. Okay, so for project management, classes are Saturday and Sunday, 4 to 6 p.m. for the first 7 weeks, after which, we move on to the project phase, for 2 months, where you would gain practical work experience delivering a project from start to finish, after which I want to try to go back to the project management based on the request. Okay, so this is the project management. So you can position yourself for, these roles that you can see on the screen: 2133, 2127, 2440. And the likes. So the bootcamp is for 4 months, 7 weeks of classes, 2 months on projects, and then we do your CVs, your LinkedIn, and so on. So during the project phase, yourself and your projects team will be the ones to decide what time you're going to meet, and most likely it's always like late evenings, but the structured classes are for 7 weeks. Is it weekend? Yes, classes are Saturday and Sunday. But during the project phase, there won't be classes anymore, but you and your project team would be working on your projects as your work experience phase. Okay, so just to wrap it up very quickly, so I hope you guys have secured your slots. Also, if you're looking to venture into starting a business, and you don't know how to go about it or how to scale your business, we've got the RKY Business Coaching Program. And, just like Fatima mentioned, we've got the Apply Body Limited for those that, can't find the time to apply to jobs, where we can help you get interviews as well. Also, if you're coming on board RKY Careers, you don't need to do it alone. And after you've come or after you've joined, you can always refer people and earn, is it 10%? Earn 10% for every referral. We also have a podcast, that you can listen to on Spotify, on YouTube, and so on and so forth. For those of you who do not know, we have got a physical office in Canary Wharf, this building on the picture as well. However, to visit the address, you need to book an appointment because it's highly, of course, secured. So to get the replay of this YouTube channel, of this session, subscribe to our YouTube, where you will also get the opportunity to watch other videos, right, and get notified when we share value adding content like this. Okay, so yeah, I chatted with Apply Body and they said it is not guaranteed, the jobs. Right. So yes, nothing is guaranteed, The fact it's a product that helps you take the stress of applying to jobs yourself off you. Definitely we can't guarantee because we are not the employer, right? But what we know is that we would apply, because if it was that easy to just apply and get interview, right, we will even be overbooked, but we are getting our what's it called, our customers interviews, but it's also based on the skill sets you have, your CV and all those other things as well. Okay, so it's been great having each and every one of you in this session. At this point I need to like call it a day because we've had a great session together. So whether it's I also have a business coaching program for my business coaching class in a couple of hours. So for Eddie Young that asked, how do I support business? So I help founders take their idea to income. We're currently on the 10-week accelerator program. It's the second week today, where we are taking them from vision. We're taking the aspiring founders or founders that want to scale their businesses from vision to income, right? As someone who has done this, I'm a multiple six-figure business owner, and I run about 5 businesses as well. So I help people who want to get into business as well to start their journey, right? So from marketing to visibility to websites to PR to branding to legal compliance and so much more. So if you want to learn more about that, you can also send us a DM on Instagram. It's RKY Business Hub for that particular RKY Business Hub on Instagram. Okay, I think that's about it, right? So send us a DM for any other questions you still have. Thank you so much to all the speakers that spoke today. Thank you to all the attendees. We appreciate your presence. I hope you've learned one or two things. I know it was a very stretched session, but I hope you've learned one or two things today that you would take on. I want to see posts about this event, about how you attended this event on your LinkedIn. Nothing is a waste. Every session you attend is worthy of a post. Even virtual sessions, I post about it. You're going to see my post about this session on Monday. That's the way it works. If I go for a physical event, you're going to see what I gained, who spoke at the events. That's how you network. That's how you expand your network. That's how you show that, oh, you are active. Oh, this person went to this event. Oh, this person is everywhere. This person, that is how you show that you demonstrate experience even before you are tested. Okay. So at this point, I'm going to wish you all a great weekend and bye, guys.